All right. All right, so oh, this really sucks. Okay. They really made the foundations a pain in the dick to make, even though there's something you're probably gonna want to use.
Yep.
Wow, that's a dick fucking move.
I guess you could say that, yes.
Oh, we're gonna make this only one thing that allows you to expand your bases on multiple other planets. Oh, but however, we're gonna make it from things from 3 or 4 different planets, and on top of that, it's gonna use a fluid that you can only produce on one planet, and have to either ship everything to that planet, which is the farthest planet away, or barrel that item and send it back.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Oh, and the railgun turret's just as bad. Oh, great. Thanks, guys. You guys are so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly want you to establish logistics, like between all the planets, before you go out to the system edge.
Yeah.
That's not really
100%.
surprising, though.
No. I just wish they would have made it like a better system for it. I don't like the whole loading up the ship with stuff. Like, just give me the option to launch a rocket to another planet and have it just land when I've already gone there and set up a base. Like, come on.
Right?
Or, you know, the rail cannon from the mod. You remember the orbital cannon or whatever it was, where you could just launch stuff from one platform to another, one shell at a time. It was expensive, but it was almost instantaneous.
I never played space exploration, so I don't know.
Oh man, really? Why not? Just never got into it?
Nah, C block was my jam.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So I can already tell that we're gonna have to have a ship that goes from Vulcanus to Gleba to Fulgora, and then shows up here, and then either
Yep.
resets and goes back to the Vulcanus and does that, and just to bring these items here, or we're gonna have to bring the fluoroketone back to Novice.
Yeah, but sending up barrels is really fucking inefficient.
Is it? I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never really. I've never really done logistics with barrels except for
Because guess how many fit in a rocket?
probably like 10.
Probably 20.
Yeah, 20.
Really? It's that bad?
Yep.
Cause fuck you. That's why.
Yep.
And
No.
you're likely going to use more liquid as part of the recipe than any other
100.
component.
It's 100. It's 100 barrels per rocket.
Oh, then the stack size was 20.
Stack size is 10.
Yeah. Stack size is 10, but it goes 100 to a rocket,
Okay.
so it's 10 stacks.
Then I
That's
must
not
have been looking
as
at
bad. That I mean, that's
completely
not
different.
terrible.
Just means it's going to plug up your ship more because it's 10 to a stack.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you might get 100 to a rocket, but you're going to plug up your ship with that pretty quick. The question
right.
is, which component of it is the most used in the recipe and the hardest to move? That's where you wanna
That's
bring
actually a
everything to.
really good question.
Yeah, I mean,
Logic. I know, I'll stop.
let's see.
Well, we have tungsten, which is 5 stacks at 50 per stack, so 250. It's slow as fuck to produce, though.
Speed isn't
That's
the
a problem
issue.
of scale.
True, true.
Yeah.
There's carbon fiber, which can only be produced on Gleba because Yamako mash.
Yeah, but how much carbon fiber, how much tungsten, how much fluoroketane?
It depends on the thing.
Well, I mean,
what did
you were
call
talking about a
quantum process?
foundation or whatever that you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get an idea because each item. So the fluoroketones is it? How much fluid is it per barrel? Is it 50 or 100?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
You'd have to look at the barrels. They're in one of the tabs.
50 fluid per barrel.
So you can
50
fit-
times 10 is
500
500,
to a stack.
which you're not getting 500. Oh wait, no, but
It's 5,000 to a rocket. But again, it's only 500 per stack because of the 10 barrels.
yeah, but
question is-
the fluid requires like 5 times the fluid.
Well, exactly. It takes a ton of fluid to make most things. Normally, whatever it is, it takes a lot of fluid. So you were mentioning the the semiconductors or whatever. I'm guessing they're one of the ones that needs everything.
The superconductors are made in Fulgora.
Yeah.
Not superconductors. He said semiconductors or something. I think. Or supercomputers or something. Whatever. It was.
The quantum processors,
That
I'm trying to figure
that's it.
those out. I don't see where they're made. Quantum. Oh, they're
Probably in some special
electromagnetic electromagnetic plant, and they
It's
are
10 fluid in one of everything else.
Yeah, 10 fluid and 1 of everything else. All the difficult shit. And you have a byproduct of hot fluid ketones, so you need to recycle.
Yeah. Well, here's a question though. That recycling on the fluoroketone, what does that end up doing? Because that's
It
a
comes out
factor in
as-
the equation.
It comes out as hot. It's just like the science pack. You go in with, you go in with 6 and it comes out as 3, so there is a loss, and it comes out as hot, so you have to send that back around and into the cooling plant, the cryogenic plant, where it's that one's a direct recipe, so it's 10 to 10.
All right, so there's a 50% loss in product, but it's not as. It's not like it's a 1-to-1 ratio of what you're hauling. But that cooling process might denote that it has to be done on Aquila. Can you do that cooling on other plants?
It doesn't say any limitations, like gravity-wise.
Yeah, but the building, cryogenic plant, can that be placed on other planets?
What's up, Nemonix? How you doing, bud?
Hello.
Damn, we had our first fucking... Ugh. Stupid fucking bots. Oh. Wisebot got him.
Unknown user. Okay.
Yeah, that cryogenic plant, unless you can place that on other planets, then it denotes it has to be done there.
I don't think it has to be done on this planet, but the problem for this is the requirement of the fluorine and ammonia for the hot fluoroketone, then having to cool it down in another cryogenic plant.
Well, yeah, it just means more transport, but if it's like the biolab that can only be placed on Novus,
But you're better off producing this here because it's 50 fluorine and 15, it's 50 fluorine and 50 ammonia to make 50 fluoroketone.
Are you talking about science packs or fusion power?
no, you just in general
Just talking
trying
in
to
general.
decide, trying to.
If you're talking fusion power, it's a closed loop. No loss.
No, we're talking
No,
about
Yeah.
I'm
Just in general, where
do we
to
make
produce
foundations.
Yeah,
where to make
where to produce
foundations,
things.
where to make the rail guns, where to make, all the things that require this fluid, because you're either
logistically
gonna be,
speaking, which makes the most sense?
you're either going to be bringing everything to, Aquello, literally all the high-end export items from each planet to Aquello to make the foundations, the rail guns, the rail gun cannon thing for your person, the the quantum processors, because they all require the fluoroketone. However, they also require the things from every other planet, so the fluoroketone, it's not better to move the ammonia and fluorine because you're doubling the amount you have to transport. Because they're 50 and 50 makes 50.
It's likely best you end up making a hauler that just does a loop bringing everything to Aquilo.
Yeah.
Be right back.
I mean, yeah, you might have to bring the tungsten and other items, but it's single type of item versus having to transport multiple types of items.
Oh, here we go. Pressure between 100 HPA and 600 HPA. Oh, that's just for the crafting of it, of the cryogenic plants.
Yeah.
So if
They
you want to
brought
move
up
the project
something.
to other planets, you have to ship them.
Yeah. I mean, same as every other specialty building, so.
Yeah, but like the biolab has to be made on Novice, but it actually can't be placed on other planets as well. So that can be a factor with some buildings.
True. Yep. It can't be. All right, let's see. I'll be right back.
And what if he gets killed? Hey, tonight down in Bill Green. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I have some fun with. I have tons of fun when I was a kid. When I was your age. Left to right, Frank, or the you kids have it easy. When I was your age, we have one
You see this grass?
I mowed when I was a kid.
Well, you should. Because it's no. Got it with scissors. Oh, come on, don't be ridiculous. These you kids have it too easy. When I was your age, we didn't have lawnmowers.
Jeez, you kids have it too easy.
Scissors.
You were
Got it
too-
with scissors.
When I was your age, we didn't have
These you
one.
kids have it too easy. When I was your age, we didn't have lawnmowers.
When I was your Jeez, you kids have
Got it
it
with
easy.
scissors. Oh, come on, don't be ridiculous.
When I was your age,
When I was your age, we didn't have lawnmowers. We didn't have scissors.
when I was your age,
Scissors! Got it with scissors! Oh, come on.
there's leaks.
Jeez, you kids have it too easy. When I was your age, we didn't have lawnmowers. We didn't have scissors.
Jeez, you.
Jackson, are you hungry?
Yeah.
Come on, don't be ridiculous. Jeez, you kids have it too easy.
Thank you.
When I was your age, we didn't have lawnmowers. We didn't have scissors. I gotta get down on my hands and knees and breathe like a cow.
All right. Ooh. What have you been working on, Faye?
Jeez, you kids have it
I'm just trying to
I
get
like the
something done that isn't just a rectangle. Because
I totally
I mean-
agree. That's what I was trying to do with my first ship, the Star Destroyer. I like the flying
Yeah.
wing style though. That's awesome looking.
I've been staring at this thing for like an hour now.
I'm just letting you know I'm afraid that you're not going to have enough space to.
That's exactly the problem. This might not be enough room for everything because you can't rely on solar power on Aquilo. And even then, solar is fucking massive, so I might have to.
But I like the concept. It
um,
just needs to be scaled up, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Because remember, we're gonna need. I mean, that's only if you're planning on this going to Aquilo and beyond, like the spaceship go burr and that, whatever that concept is. I really like that one too, and it does a really good job of what it's supposed to do, which is go from here to there, back and forth between the starter planets. It's really good at that.
Yeah, no. This is supposed to do like logistics to and from Aquilo.
Yeah, you're probably
So I
gonna
mean,
need more.
I don't need a ton of storage. Like, I can probably get away with just 4 of the cargo extensions.
But you're gonna need the advanced crushing.
Yeah.
You're gonna need missiles to be made, which means you're gonna need to make explosives. You're gonna need to make the coal.
And it's all gonna take a lot of space.
Yep. Well, I mean, it doesn't take a ton of space if you can, finagle it in or figure out a good way to do the build. Yeah, you could probably, get those things in relatively compact. But that's the juggling, effort.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea, though. It's a badass looking ship. Oh, I didn't notice that you had the missile turrets already in there. Oh. Ooh.
Should build a ship like the one I just posted in the Factorio channel.
Yeah, but then I might as well just take a blueprint
Holy shit.
from Factorio prints, and I don't want to do that. Like, where's the fun in just taking blueprints and not playing the game yourself?
Well, that's exactly why I built the, you know, the penetrator. Yeah, it looks like a giant butt plug, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm
It's a
happy
cool
with it.
looking
This-
ship.
This ship looks like
Name it
a mix between the.
That's the Star Wars
Star
droid
Wa-
control ship.
I was about to say the Star Wars droid control ship, but it also reminds me a little bit of like Warhammer 40k Necron. Like the
But I was just looking
called.
at that sort of partial donut shape, where you got the main hub in the middle, and it's kind of got that C shape going around it.
Mm. Yeah, but again, the mechanics of Factorio don't really. I mean, don't allow
you don't have to
us
get it
too harsh, but the flying ribbon world is just the best solution. Because you can have like all the thrusters in the back and still get places reasonably quickly.
You know what? You should make a fleet of ships, each the shape of a chess piece.
A chess piece. Interesting.
You know, you got the knight, the bishop, the queen, the king,
Mhm.
a pawn. Just for giggles. Oh, that's right. Let's see. I was going to update the game. Vanilla clone, copy here.
Oh no.
What?
Why are we not? Oh no, I forgot about the. Shoot. Oh well.
What's up?
I forgot about something on Fulgora, and I was gonna make a whole bunch of refined concrete and go pick it up when I got back from work and got everything situated, and I was gonna do a bunch of foundation laying on Aquilo. I forgot to put an output box on the iron sticks, and so only one machine has been producing iron sticks.
Rip.
Okay.
So that was my plan, is I had it set to make like lots of refined concrete. And
Well,
it
at least
hasn't
you
made
can
any.
control it from remotely.
True. What happened to all the rocket fuel?
Where?
Of Fulgora.
Did it get eaten? Did it get eaten?
It's gone. There was 25 boxes of rocket fuel here earlier today. Holy shit.
Yep,
launch
you
more
are
rockets.
correct, because this guy is working. So we kind of did use it all.
But we're also scrapping it.
Okay, that's my bad. Because I didn't want the rocket fuel to overflow everywhere and set the threshold wrong.
What should the threshold be at? I just changed it to 1,000 to stop it, but do you have a...
Yeah, no, 1,000 is good. I probably just forgot to change it because the default blueprint that I put down for this setup just keeps 10 stacks.
10 stacks would be 100.
No, 20. Oh, 200. A stack
Oh
is
yeah,
20.
yeah. Right. I'm mistaken. You're right.
We did get a couple legendaries.
I did. I was seeing
intermediates,
that.
though.
Yeah.
Does legendary rocket fuel do something?
No, just legendary intermediates in general. But it for like stuff like rocket fuel, it would last longer. Oh no, actually, it's just better acceleration and better top speed. Huh. Doesn't
Yeah,
actually add
the
anything
fuel
to the
value
fuel
is
value.
always the same.
You can get some speedy trains.
Honestly, the top speed doesn't increase that much. Like, the acceleration is probably the way bigger deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it good? Yeah. I'm still a babe.
Oh. Yes, but I forgot I had it.
Hey Jackson, could you grab me one of the water bottles out of the fridge? And the big one. Thank you. If you swat at him, ma'am.
She swats at him. I'm going to have a Nerf gun for her.
No, there's water bottle in the fridge. I already filled it. That way it can be cold. Thank you. Do you see it? Right next to the milk. Thank you, my love. Squeaker, you leave him alone. Walk through, she won't do anything. And if she does, she is in big trouble. Squeaker, go! Let him through!
God, she is such a bitch.
Just let
I
him
did
go
add some more
fast.
circuitry to the chunk crushing, and I want to keep an eye on
Squeaker,
if it actually
go!
does what it's supposed to do.
Quit trapping him!
Oh. Okay. Oh, you did what I was gonna do. Cool. Sweet. That's fine.
Oh, is that okay? You did add controls to flip the
Yeah.
recipe over, then, right?
We did, and well, me and Faye rebuilt it so we could get more crushing in, because we didn't
Yes.
have enough when I turned everything on. And
Yep.
we redid the belts to a better layout.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this is even more different than... You must have redone it again, Faye. because I don't remember all the zigzags, but that's fine, no big deal. But then Faye added on to your, for the ice that you did, he
Yep.
added on to that for the sulfur and carbon, in that if one is low and the other is full, it'll release the one that's full so we can fill up the other one.
Right.
Yeah, long story short is the idea was if sulfur is low, run the advanced carbonic crushing. If carbon is low, run the normal one. But if like both are full and
Turn
they
them
keep
off.
running, you just waste all the stuff. So they turn off when both belts are full.
Yep.
Like belt segments, I'm checking.
Yeah. I like it, because then we're gonna have more asteroid chunks to process when we're doing something.
Are you doing any reprocessing?
I had set it up, but I didn't actually... Oh, well... I had set it up for the iron and copper one, because we always seem to have an abundance of those ones. But I never actually hooked it up, because we were getting... As long as we weren't at novice, we were getting plenty of iron, of all three, to never have to worry about it. But... The bottom two on each build, I'm kind of, you know, gonna leave them available. Well, on the carbon and sulfur and the ice and calcite one, they're being used, but we could easily just change them over to, you know, reprocessing if we needed to. But the metal one is the one that seems to fill up, and then we're just, I mean, not wasting, because we're not wasting, we're full. There's no waste if it's unneeded, but I haven't noticed the other ones being super low since we did that. So...
Let's go see movies. Yeah. Have fun, boys. No, Gremlins 2. Okay. Okay, Gremlins 2.
However, I did notice the railgun ammo is steel explosives and copper cable, which is going to complicate my build a bit.
I just don't quite understand why you need explosives for a railgun, like for a railgun slug. It's literally just a slug of metal. Like, that's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really get
the
it
idea.
either.
The idea behind a railgun is that the kinetic energy of your projectile exceeds the explosive energy of an equivalent mass of explosives.
It should require a high amount of electrical charge, not explosive. I'm sorry. Like you said, it's a slug of metal accelerated through magnetics.
Yep.
Right?
There's no explosive charge there. Unless there's a warhead in said thing that explodes on contact, in which case that's a double F you to whatever you just shot at, but, you know.
Yeah, but again, the idea behind
But
a
it doesn't even
railgun
do the
slug...
explosive damage, though. That's the sad part.
Exactly. The idea behind it is that the equivalent mass has more kinetic energy due to high velocity than explosive could deliver. So taking out metal and putting in explosives in a railgun slug is literally counterproductive.
Not quite. You can use explosives as a kickstart to the acceleration.
Well, yeah, okay, I guess you could do that.
It is mostly used for ultra heavy packages. Ammo,
For when you really need to bring in the good news.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, maybe you put an explosive charge at the tip of the thing on top of its mass just for the surprise motherfucker before they're...
For when it absolutely
No, what-
positively cannot live to see the light of day tomorrow.
Right, when you want the rest of it to be a pink mist, not just the spot you hit.
Oh, if you get hit by a metal slug at a not insignificant fraction of the speed of light, you don't need the explosive tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will be gone.
Depending on size of, material versus you. If it's a small, like, BB-sized piece of thing, it's just gonna go right through you. You're done either way.
If the
but,
small BB-sized projectile travels at relativistic speeds, it doesn't matter. You will be gone.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, well, like I said, when they want to burn away the mist that was left of you,
I want to see the difference between
when there can be no
explosive
trace
rockets
left.
and regular rockets. Like,
Yeah, I watched a little bit of Colonel Will after you raided him, and from what I understood, the idea behind the explosive rockets over the regular ones is that these smaller ones are also kind of weak to explosion. So instead of just packing like
Yeah.
a single massive strike against a big asteroid, the splash damage
yeah, the splash
will
damage.
take care of the medium chunks
which
as
is
well.
what you were trying to say the other day, and that's
No, I mean,
kind
my argument the other day was we don't need the splash damage because we only need to take out the big metallic the big asteroids, because the gun turrets will take care of the smaller chunks. But if all you have is rocket
Oh.
turrets and you use explosives instead of just regular
I
rockets,
see what you're saying. Okay.
the splash damage will also kill the small ones.
Wait, they're using only explosives, rockets?
I mean, it looked like it. I don't know if
I
it's
didn't notice
actually
that.
just
Okay.
explosives.
So 50% explosion resistance, 30%, 10%. So the only one you couldn't take out is the huge
A
metallic,
huge one.
which the railgun is what you need for that.
Yep.
Winston, what, man? What? Well, what do you need? What do you need? Oh, it's a potty emergency. Oh, yeah, that's
Oh, we could just got a legendary quality module. Without even looking. Now where is it? Must be a novice.
And we've got 7 legendary speed modules. Holy shit, look at that speed. Plus 125% speed.
Gonna be fast as fuck, boy!
Yeah. Papa
Yeah, but
of the
I mean,
Hut, what's going on? Welcome in, man.
on,
The legendary
Papa.
quality. Oh shit, we don't even have a spot for him over here. I forgot to add the boxes for him.
Ah,
Oh, it's probably over here on the
no,
mall.
that's good. Well, it will be somewhere.
Yeah, they're
Obviously,
right
you
here.
put it in the machine that makes legendary, that makes quality modules. I mean, duh.
Oh, we've got 2 of them actually.
Welcome to Idaho.
Okay, so a legendary solar panel does 150 kilowatts.
Where do we have a legendary solar panel?
We don't. I've just looked up the
Oh,
value,
okay. I was like, gosh.
which would still be 90 kilowatts around the corner. Damn, what a waste. Yeah, you clearly want to have nuclear or even fusion power. So, Nemonix, you just said fusion power is a closed loop?
I was testing it in a sandbox the other day, and yes, it's a closed loop.
With no degradation?
Correct.
Really?
Yeah, I guess the fusion generator does output.
It helps if you're looking at Factorpedia. But
It outputs the hot fluoroketone. So you just reprocess
that was a
this.
heck of a thing, because Factorpedia does not really help you with some things. So I had to experiment, but because you have to make the initial value you're putting into the system. But after
Right.
that, it whatever. Oh, also the plasma is a direct insertion from the fusion maker into the power generator,
From the generator to the reactor? Okay.
or vice versa. You get the idea, but yeah.
Similar to how steam boilers and steam engines work.
No, because those can use pipes in between. This one cannot.
Oh, it has
Yeah, okay,
to
fair
be
enough.
connected. Okay.
And the pipe connections are not fun. They're in weird angles.
Of course they are.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't have nice things after all.
I do like, though, how they have it so that the graphics meld when they're actually connected. So it looks like it's one continuous structure. Just like the just like the cargo bays do for the landing pads.
Hmm.
Respect for the cinema, you diaper Bulgarians!
You know, you should make a ship, and it should be a closed fist showing the fingers with with the middle one pointing up.
Not a bad idea. I really have to figure something out for Vogora. Like how to keep only a certain amount of items without.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I have a recycler setup that requests a specific item, but keeps like 10 stacks of it by default, and I use it to upcycle like say red chips, and I put quality modules in the recycler, so I get the quality shit. But I can probably do something with the new selector combinator, so that I don't have to have like one recycler set up for every single item at every single quality, because that gets big
And
quickly.
it only recycles what is needed to be recycled and changes everything
Okay,
on
yes.
the fly.
So, oh god, I saw right now you have this as part of the blueprint for the rail depot, back on Novice.
Oh yeah, that's right. Damn, I could have just.
And so you already
Nice.
have the constant combinator and the randomizer thingy
Rail depot.
there. Yes. So we're the parking lot for their trains on Novice.
Yeah.
And right next to each one of those is a combinator pair. The constant combinator has a list of every damn item in the game. And
Outputs
then
a
that
random
is
signal from the input every tick, but I don't need the signal to change every tick, do I?
But here's the fun part. So if you close that window out and look at the combinator below it, the selector combinator. I'm at a version ahead of you, so I can't see your game. If you see it says random input, so what that does is it randomly selects one of the signals input, and then outputs it on the wire. So you can then use that multiplied by stack size or whatever, multiplied by however many stacks you want to keep.
Mm-hmm.
And
then add the
it-
quality on top of that.
you could also make any quality or whoever you can set it up however you want to set it up, but that's the basic idea. Is instead of having one recycler for every item, you just have one or an array of requester boxes, or something, or however you want to do it. You can even subdivide it so each requester or each recycler requester box pair requests only a subset of items, and then they cycle through those items, checking for the threshold through the random selector.
Yeah, but if
And you
use...
could even set on the constant combinator the definition for which items you want to have. You can even set that as an integer value for how many stacks you want to keep,
Mhm.
and then multiply it through.
I see. You can also change the update interval so it doesn't change every tick, but like every
Correct.
80 ticks or every 60 ticks. Because
Right.
the problem I see with setting the requests on the requested chests with a selector combinator that changes every tick is that nothing will ever get delivered, because you
Right.
have to wait until the bot actually delivers the stuff.
Yes. But if you have them, like I said, pick 10 items or something, and then once a minute rotate through to a new item.
Yeah. That's
And
probably the way to do it.
and something like that, yeah. And then, like I said, it multiplies through it, requests the items you need. If it's above a threshold, you're going to need a few more combinators just through the math. But
Yeah.
it's a way of consolidating the entire array down to just a few. Because the recycler works really fast. So you probably don't need as many. You could also have it so that the recyclers are pulling from a belt. And then you just have the requester chest, yoink items out of the logistic network, and just dump them onto a belt. You could consolidate it that way too. Which might actually be easier, because then you could program each one statically, and it's a constant pull. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it does.
And then
I mean,
you just
on
dump,
full...
and then from the recycler, you just dump it into purple chest. And
Yeah,
just-
that's already what I'm doing.
okay.
I can just stream to Discord real quick.
Well, I'll just downgrade. I haven't done anything on my end. Let's see. Nope, not font base. Games, Factorio. Open terminal here. Update version. Let's see. 2.0 Space Age. It's on version 15, yes. I want to send that down to 14. Alright. That's what I like about keeping every single version. I can go up and down the list. Failed to load, whatever, don't care. No. I think what I want to do instead. Okay. That. Why is my mic picking up more than it should?
What? Oh, sorry.
No, you're set there just fine. Okay.
Thank you, Jackalope.
Well, it takes a while to download the map.
1.7 megabytes per second, yeah. Nope. One. Okay.
That might have been the worst part that Opie has ever ripped.
Oh, did he come in and then instantly go in there and hotbox you?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh. Did he fluffy again?
Or,
Oh.
oh, you're doing up a little demo?
But I mean here?
Yep.
Yep. Just trying to see where this gets me. I mean, items, like the content combinator holds the items that are relevant, then adding stack size, and then adding quality.
Right. And for where you have them in the index, if you want to set that numerical value to the number of stacks you want, just as kind of have a singular place of keeping it.
Right, yeah.
Question though, let's see, do we have... Let's see right now, I see... Mode of operation stack size. Outputs. Oh no, that only. Okay, no, that only outputs the stack size of said thing.
Yeah, you'd have to use an arithmetic to multiply.
Yes. Well, I was just thinking how to do the both at the same time, but I just remembered how to do that. Um. Let's see. Yes, that's how you do that. Okay.
What, each times each?
Yes, but you see how it's red
for
and then green on the opposite?
So input on the red, output on the green.
So I'm gonna test something. So I'm gonna up your iron to 5, iron plate to 5, because I just want to see iron plate still shows 100 on that thing, but if I then take green wire go here, red wire go here, and then here you see the iron plate is now 500 on the output.
Yeah, okay, so you take the stack size and then, yeah, okay, I get that. Move that over. Yes. Then you just have to set everything to...
Now you can use whatever color wire
wire
you wanna, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to show you how that worked.
They just need to be separate. I mean, I could just put the arithmetic between the two selectors and just say each times 10, output each. Well, if I want to default everything to 10 stacks.
Right.
Your way of doing it is a little more flexible.
Right. And it's a one-time setup. I mean, yes, it's a little tedious if you're trying to get everything, but thankfully, if you wanted to get one of everything, well, you could. Wait, no. Would you have to? How would you duplicate that? Can you duplicate sections?
What do you mean, duplicate sections? You can name the logistics group
Yes,
a
and then when
specific
you-
way.
So if you noticed on this first Combinator, I added a section. I'm wondering if you can duplicate that, so that you could change it without editing the old ones, where it's used elsewhere.
Ooh, how is this called? Every item? Let's see. You can take the every item, apply, rename it something else, and then edit.
Oh, is that how that works?
I think so. Yeah, add section. Click on the every item.
Alright.
Then rename it and then change it. Well, seems to work.
Every item. Yeah, so I have one called every item and then every item redux. Wish I could actually see the word redux in there because it's named a little bit too much, but okay, so that's how you do that. Cool. Now, how do you get rid of a group? Oh yeah, you have to go in the list. And so that one's got none, so I can delete that logic group. Okay.
His name is John C.
Okay, so
a little bit
another
on here.
question, and I thought about this a couple times, but I haven't like put too much thought into it either. Like the upcycling of items for like a setup like this, where you specifically select the module of quality to craft it with its ingredients. I'm still not convinced this is like the best way to do it,
I mean, as opposed to just randomly getting it later.
as opposed to just making the base item of normal quality like as often as you can, just rolling the dice on this one. And the only other thing you should craft for specifically is probably the legendary one. In terms of resources spent.
What's up, Crazy
Don't you
Mage?
need don't you need the previous tier to get the next tier though? Or am I misunderstanding something? I have never dealt with this. This has all been you.
Which one? What do you?
No, you need epic ingredients to craft an epic module, for example, or epic anything. So instead of having all the steps in between, why not just have quality modules in
It's
the base
actually
item?
way better using specific parts because the chance of higher tiers drops drastically. Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah, it's your sum of quality, like each step.
Yeah, divided by what, 10? Or divided by 90% or 90?
No, in the example and the tips and tricks, it's 10% because the sum
They're
of the
yeah.
quality modules
Yeah.
is 10.
Correct.
So you have 10% for one step upgrade, 10% times 10%, which is 1% for 2 up, etc. But if you have, say, plus 50% quality, you have a 50-50 chance of a 1 up, and 50 times 50, so like a 25% for 2 up. That's how I interpret this.
So going back to your original question, what are you asking?
Oh, for the recycling or for the quality
Or-
crafting?
The quality stuff here.
I mean,
Is it better to like actually craft the item from the like craft a legendary from a legendary, or just hope for a good roll on a rare? Is that what you're saying, Faye?
yeah, pretty much, because
In what context? You're talking of quality items, or you're talking about like actual machinery?
All the above.
Well,
That's-
it's such an ambiguous answer to an ambiguous question. There is no better way unless you are willing to ask a very specific question. There's the master. Let Colonel Will weigh in.
Yeah, how do you feel on that, Colonel Will? I'm curious to see what you say.
how did you set up your quality crafting?
He might be just joining Discord because it might be easier than typing it all. If you use quality modules on scrap, you get tons of uncommon parts. The thing is, if you recycle an uncommon item, you're guaranteed it splitting into uncommon. So the point is to keep looping it to get higher quality.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm already doing.
That's what I thought. It seemed like when you scrapped an uncommon or higher item, you got. I was gonna say you got a better chance, but I didn't have any proof of it.
Well, I think it's the same chance as crafting an uncommon from a normal. You still have that chance of upgrading
No,
your
it's better
scrap.
because you get stuff
Well, it
all the
probably
time.
isn't. Yeah,
I mean, just look at this, the iron plate recycler.
The
It
chances,
has
yeah, there you go.
four
Crazy
rare
Mage just said
quality
it.
modules in it.
The chances to jump up a tier in quality, that's where the chance comes in. But when you deconstruct,
Yeah, and the chance for an upgrade is the sum of your
Yeah.
quality modules.
But you still get. I mean, from what I've
I
been
mean,
noticing, you get.
that's how we got the rare and legendary items here.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
like it's the upcycling.
Good
What's
evening.
up, Colonel Will?
Hello.
Hello.
I figured you were joining Discord because it was just too much to try to type.
Yeah, I've turned the computer back on at 20 to 4 in the morning, and I blame you.
That's fine.
An interesting conversation on.
So,
So,
what is you and the workforce's
right.
thoughts on that?
So, just some background then on our experience on it. We simulated it in 1.1 for several months, maybe a year, of doing simulations, which has been surprisingly accurate. Obviously, we had beta access, spoke to the devs with it, played with the devs with it, and now we're almost at a legendary everything base in 2.0. So, been around quality a couple of times now. So the question you're asking is how to approach it, right? How to...
Yes.
Right. And the answer is, the more you get involved in it, we call it top to bottom quality, will get you more legendary. But it's a significant investment in time and setting up to do it.
Oh yes, I've noticed that already for sure.
So a full top to bottom setup would be you put quality modules in the mining drills of your ore or scrap or whatever. And then you, in your smelters or recyclers, you put quality modules again, and every time you get quality, you peel that off to the side. So if you wanted to make, I don't know, legendary inserters is your goal. Whenever you get a piece of green ore come out, green iron ore come out of the drill, you filter that off. That goes to a smelter where it meets up with, it becomes green plate, say. So you win on the ore, but then you smelt it, but it comes out as a green plate. Right. So we make a green gear with it, meets up with a green tier, green circuit, and you make an inserter. Okay, that came out blue. Fantastic. Right. Now we got a blue yellow inserter. So it needs to meet up with blue, green circuits to make a fast insert, or we've got to purple. Now it needs to meet up. So you basically have a series of factories, normal quality, green, blue, all the way up. And every time you win, it jumps up to the next factory. Ultimately, you have a legendary inserter machine that's just crafting legendary inserters from legendary material. But also you're winning whenever you make a blue one, but you win on it and it makes a legendary. That will get you the most legendary inserters, and it's the most cost-effective way of doing it, because nothing is wasted. If you got to the very end and you ended up with a bulk purple inserter, you could then you have two choices. You either use that as like, it's not quite the legendary, but hey, purple is still not bad. I can use them on some of my lesser needed situations. Or if you are dead set on legendary only, which we are at a late game, we're only interested in legendary anything. You then, when you've got the purple one, you then recycle it. You'll get purple bits back, but only a quarter of them. You can then re-inject those bits back into the system and craft again a purple one, which has then another chance of going up a notch. If it's not the result you want, send it back round again. But doing a top to bottom is a huge investment in time, because you've got to basically have 5 factories
Yeah.
for every tier, and the ability for every item at any point to jump up to the next factory if you win.
That is a logistical nightmare.
But
It
what do
is.
you, but what do you do with all the materials that don't win? Like
You just keep making whatever the thing is that you want to make. If you want inserters or speed modules or power armors, you have 5 factories that make power armors at each tier, and every time something wins along the step, it jumps over to the next tier of factory up to join its buddies.
Yeah.
If you
okay.
get to the end and you make a power armor that's you're making a power armor out of blue quality materials, and then you gamble on it, and if it comes out blue, you didn't win. Ugh. Well, does anyone want a blue power armor? No, I want purple. Right, scrap the blue one. Scrap the armor. Put it
Into
in
the
the recycler.
recycler it goes. Yeah.
It goes. It spits out bits, but they might come out purple. Right, it jumps in at the purple factory because then you're guaranteed a purple armor. But if it comes out as a purple and you wanted a legendary, break it up, send it back round again. But doing it top to bottom is a huge investment, and you need like 5 of everything, 5 of every factory.
Yep.
Now
That
that's
sounds utterly painful.
but that is the best way of getting stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe not for power armors because you only need, one of your solo. You only got to win once. But where you need a lot of like speed modules, you need thousands of them. The most cost-effective way of doing it is to do it complete top to bottom. But it is a lot of time to do it.
And a lot
That's
of
kind of
setup
the
as
way
well.
I've been doing. It's kind of the way I've been doing this. The modules as of right now, we have all the different qualities set up. We're making the lower tier ones, but only for the, chance of getting, an uncommon. But because I have so many more materials in the normal, and I have so little materials in the uncommon, rare, the higher tiers, the higher tiers are just like never running.
Yeah. So you'd have 5 factories making you inserters, but they would scale in size. So the regular one would be, massive.
Yeah.
Whatever size you're running at, and then the legendary one would be one machine that sounds a trumpet when it runs because it never runs, but it has to be there for the day that it does run. The purple would probably also be like one machine that might run more often. The blue might be 2 machines, the green might be 4 machines, and the standard quality is 30 machines.
Yeah.
And you just scale the factory. We've done it with
You
we
can
have,
probably scale the proportions of each factory based on the sum of quality you can put in an assembler.
You could probably also do a combinator nightmare of automatically detecting how much of each quality in your logistic networks and setting the recipe or whatever to be, or the request for the recipe to be just those highest tier quality ingredients. And tell you.
so it wasn't complicated enough for you.
Right.
yes, you can do exactly that. But God, it's complicated enough having static machines. Basically 5 lots of the fact, and then that's just for inserts. If you wanted like better smelters, better EM plants, better Logibots, better Roboports, better power arms, you have to have 5 of. You don't just have a machine making inserts like you normally would. And I need my base requires 10,000 inserts. Machine make 10,000 inserts. No,
It's a good thing you don't have to worry about higher quality belts or rails, because there's really no point.
Well, you do need to worry about higher quality belt if you want faster labs, because belts and the intermediate in.
Did you notice,
yes.
Colonel Will? Did you notice when you put a lower tier biolab into the recycler,
You only get a biolab back.
Yeah. I imagine that's probably
been
a bug.
No, it's certain things recycle back into themselves. There are very
There's only
ambiguous
that, and
rules
I
of-
think there was one other thing I found that does that, but
Yeah, there's a
I
few
thought that
things
was hilarious. I was just making a bazillion
that
normal.
I mean,
just,
it's
in our current
pl-
playthrough, we're nearly at legendary everything. Prod modules are still lagging behind, and inserters, because we need thousands of them, are lagging behind.
superconductors also do that. Oh, do they?
and
One
plates I was about to mention, like this is how this came about. Like legendary plastic, legendary
Yeah.
copper, legendary steel, like legendary copper wires. This is all out of this one.
labs are the one thing. I think I've only got about 5 legendary labs. because without that breaking back to components, the only way to do it is just to absolute brute force regular ones and just keep. And as if you see with that, I don't know how many we've made. I don't want to load the game up, but we must have made 20,000 labs to get 5 legendary so far.
My building making basic labs, or basic biolabs, has made almost 3,000 basic labs. I've never changed the recipe since I placed it.
Yeah.
And it's been in the same exact spot. So it's made almost 3,000 basics.
Yeah. And how many legendary have you got?
Well, we just unlocked legendary, so.
Okay. Oh, how many purple then? You do production all time and then search
apparently
that.
the only epic ones we've got have been placed, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, if you go to 10,
The fact that you can count them out of 3,000.
10.
10.
Yep, 10.
10. Out of 3,000.
Yep.
Yep.
And if you want, now you've unlocked legendary, you want legendary labs now, right? Mm-hmm. Because, so if you've got 10 purple ones, you would only have 1 legendary had you unlocked legendary from the start of the 3,000 crafts. So 3,000 to 1.
Oh, god damn it. The fucking biter spawners screwed up again.
There you go, rogue.
Yep.
and if you go visit it with a train,
Yeah.
it kills everything.
What?
Why? What? No, just if you just put a load of, you can automate this, by the way, this recovery. If you just like wall it off in lasers, and then put a rocket turret there with the capture things, it'll automatically recapture them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean,
just,
it is
The
called the
lasers won't
capture
shoot the,
rocket, so yeah.
the bases, though?
no, not once you've captured them the first time. The game, your stuff is smart enough to know.
I was worried to do that because I didn't know if it would, okay.
Yeah, no, that's right. They thought of that. They're way ahead of you.
Yeah, I
Don't
didn't
worry.
know if...
I got you covered. I fed it
Cool.
back during the beta testing. It's cool. It's only the first time. You have to be careful. Once it's been yours once, your stuff will not shoot it. If you want to kill it, you'll have to force shoot it, with a handgun.
Yeah, because I went over there and I was worried about, like,
Your
shooting with
BLDs.
my guns
Yeah.
because I would hit the biolab, or the,
No,
the spawners. But
Yeah.
I just let my lasers in my suit do all the damage because they just take out the biters, so now that
Yeah, no,
actually
if
does
you-
make sense.
Yeah, just run over there and kill them, and then, wall it, surround it in walls, put laser turrets. If they go rogue, the laser turrets will kill off the biters, and then put a rocket turret there, and automatically feed it the capture ammo, and the rocket turret will recapture them.
Okay.
So you can automate them going rogue.
Well, now we have the actual, like, placeable spawner.
Oh, you can build them yourself, yeah.
But this is what
That's
we
the
were-
same as that as well. Because that will go rogue. So you
Oh,
want,
it
you have to
will.
walk.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't used to. The first ones, they were just an assembly machine that would just print eggs. But no, now these ones go rogue. But your stuff won't shoot them, so just place it wherever you want it. Wrap
Okay.
it in laser turrets, and put a rocket turret there with, request a chest for the capture thingy, and it will. If it goes rogue, it will automatically get scooped back up. But yeah, the quality. So that was the top to bottom method, which is a huge investment in time, but will net the most legendary for the lowest return.
Sure. Sure.
An easier way of doing it that's sort of middle ground is, I don't know, say you want speed modules. Make normal speed modules, but put quality modules in when you get to the tier 3 stage. Don't worry about the 1s and 2s, just sort of
That's the way
make
Faye
1s and
was
2s.
thinking about doing it. Okay.
Yep.
Then you make level 3, gamble on it. If it's the result you want or is good enough, use it.
Keep it, otherwise scrap it.
Yeah, or keep like 2,400. Keep a box of green ones available because if, green is better than normal, so you start using greens around the base. But when you get to a point where everything is green, and you're basically now the normal ones are just sat around doing nothing, start scrapping them. And then when they'll give you back intermediates of the green or blue or whatever tier, or normal. If it's normal, send it back around again to make a normal one. If it's not the result you want, send it back around. And then when you get to the point where every machine has green in it, or every beacon has green in it, keep a box and then say after 2,000, if over 2,400, add to the recycler, and then start giving out blues to people to use. And then get to a point where everything is blue. It's like, right, well, now we're not interested in green anymore. So we'll keep a box of blue, but scrap regular and green, and you work your way up to the point where if it ain't, we have 2,400 purples. You have some legendary if you need it to go really fast if it's not cutting it. But basically, we're using purple. And then you'll keep 2,400 purple once everything's been converted to blue. The blue's all been scrapped. And then it's a case of, before you realise it, you're actually legendary or nothing, which is the state we're at with a lot of our stuff now.
Yeah, but you also have like what is it, mining productivity 280 or something stupid?
We just hit mining prod 3,000%.
3,000 even. Okay.
Yeah, 3,000%, level 300.
Mm-hmm.
But that is also an expensive way of doing it. But it's not too bad because you're never wasting something that you want, because as long as you use the tier that you're at, and the ones that you're only recycling stuff that's no longer of any use to you. You give out you let everyone knows that greens are now a standard. You change your toolbar or whatever to greens. That is what we're using. They are normal. A regular speed module is just trash now because
do you also craft like to get the green and the blue ones of module 3s, and they need module 2s of equivalent quality as an ingredient? Do you craft these specifically, or do you just hope on a good roll from the recycler of a previous tier 3?
So for most things, like say the foundries on Vulcanus, no, they just live off. They just keep making regular ones and feed them into the system to keep going. The only exception has been on Fagora because they have what we call waste product that has to be deleted because it's not needed for the science pack. It's backing up. You can't build storage boxes forever. It's got to go.
Yep. This is exactly the problem that
so
that I'm
when
looking
it's
at right now.
when it on Fagora, we split the Fagorans in half. Half were looking for regular science. If they had a product that was not needed by them, like they've hit we have 2,500 or whatever. We have a box load and it's overflowing. It's got to go. They sent it to the quality people. Say, here you go. I don't want it. Get rid of it. When they recycle it, rather than recycle it down into nothingness, they recycled it with quality modules. Obviously, it reduced it by a quarter straight away. And then they were winning on like red circuits and blue circuits and stuff. And from that, they then started to craft intermediates of the things that we were after. So they were breaking up red circuits to get green circuits, keeping some red circuits and blue circuits, and suddenly, wait a minute, that's all the ingredients where I can now make level 2 modules directly in blue quality, green quality, whatever. And then we can make the tier 3 from it. And so the Fagora quality is a lot bigger of a process than the other planets because they have scrap material that you're at a free shot at it because it's got to go anyway. They try and find a legitimate use for it, but ultimately stuff overflows. It's designed that way.
Yeah.
Because Fagora launches lots of rockets. It supports Aquilo with its stuff because obviously Aquilo can't make its own rocket components, so Fagora supports Aquilo's low density and loose circuits for its silo launching.
Yeah.
It supports anything that it can with any of its material, but a lot of it is just not needed, especially like concrete. So,
Yep.
so
Concrete is,
there's only so much floor you can pave.
Right.
So
the world is only so large. You can only pave
Yeah.
so much of it.
yeah, so stuff like the gears, the steel, the concrete is all just waste product, and they recycle it down into with quality. If it comes out normal, I think they just send it round again to try and get quality with it, and they're only interested in it if it becomes quality.
Yeah.
And then they
that's,
start taking orders for stuff, and they'll try and
okay.
build.
That's
try and
kind
build
of something. That's something I've started here, but I need to. We talked about this like half an hour ago. We need to figure out a way to more dynamically adjust the requests on the recyclers to keep like, let's just say 10 stacks of each item of each quality.
A thing to do is pick a number, a universal, well, worldwide number. So, 10,000, 1,000, 5,000. Like over this number, it's considered trash, because otherwise it gets confusing as to what's needed and what's not. If you set it to 5,000, 10,000,
That's
the
exactly what
thing
happened
that's-
to me.
the thing that's 10,000 will never run because the thing kicks on at 5,000 and you always uses something up. So pick a number, make a big note write a big note in the sand. This is the number after, and once you pick that number, don't change it, because so many things will get set up to try and use waste material. Once it's over this number, it's considered overflowing. Start trying to break it down and try and win on it to make so many things that you can make. Better thrusters, better cargo bays for the ships, better gun turrets for the ships so that they can have less of them, better electric furnaces, better solar panels, better reactors for the ships. There's just so many
I
things that can
love
be made.
the concept of Fulgora. It's a fun challenge, but the fact that you can't do any kind of landfill other than those stupid foundations that are absurdly expensive and only can be crafted with Aquilo stuff. It's like, it's super annoying.
Yeah, we use foundation strategically. It's not to be you can't pave the world with it. We're on a pretty advanced base, and you can't. It's used for
Well, it's just
squaring
a
off
pain in the
islands a
ass
little
to
bit.
build, to make.
Well, that's the challenge of the planet. Yeah, the item is obscenely expensive and a logistical nightmare. But yeah, we use it for squaring off a bit of an island or something. Running power poles, because all the islands share their power now and run off of a central power plant.
Yeah, that's probably a big one. Like bridging.
Because it doesn't take that much to 4 tiles for a power pole. Vulcanus uses it a little bit, but only to square off for mining drills, because the tungsten always spawns in lava fields and it's annoying trying to place
oh
the
my
drill.
god,
So,
yes.
so they use a little bit of it. They use a little bit of it just to place the drills. But
That's
and obviously you
literally
get
the
it back once the
frustration.
drill's done.
Yeah, that's the frustration I had with Vulcanus, was the tungsten was always in lava fields, and it's a
Do you think they
pain
did
in
that
the-
on purpose just to
I
mess
do.
with you?
I do think
Absolutely,
they
Yeah,
did.
they did.
They 100% they did, just to mess with you, because they knew it would annoy you.
Where do you produce the foundation? Do you haul everything
Vulcanus.
to Aquilo?
No, Vulcanus.
Okay.
Because of
Vulcanus
the tungsten?
makes it. Yeah, and the stone. Stone is a waste product on Vulcanus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tungsten is already there. The carbon fiber has to be blasted off with Gleba no matter what you do, so that's a wash. Then it's just lithium and the liquid.
Fluoroketone.
But yeah, but Aquilo doesn't need the foundation, so you make it on either Vulcanus or Fagora.
That's what we were literally talking about that earlier.
Or
like
both.
Where to make those
Or both.
specifically. Where was the second place? Vulcanus or what?
Fulgora.
Vulcan or Fagora, because
okay.
those are the two planets that use it. If you don't make it on one of them, you've got to take it. You got to take the foundation to
And
those
then
planets.
launch it and then move it.
Yeah, and both planets have stone as a waste product.
Uh huh.
Because Vulcanus has it as an extreme waste product.
Uh huh.
Because I assume you're
the
just dumping it
foundries
straight back
provide-
into the lava.
Oh, you can. I didn't even know that. Oh, I haven't
Oh,
even
God.
tried it either.
Do you not read the
talked
Friday
about-
facts? They tell you to do it in the Friday
No,
facts.
I don't. I haven't read the Friday facts at all.
It's in the Friday facts
How
to
do you
just dump it back into.
just a inserter at the
We-
end of a belt?
Yeah, same as you dump stuff off the edge in space, right?
Oh,
Yeah, we just toss
Never
it in
thought
the
about doing
recycler
it
that
on a
feeds into
planet,
it
though.
well.
Yeah, and you can also, if you're struggling to get rid of it, when you output it from the foundry, put it directly into an assembly machine making landfill because it compresses it, and then dump it off the
We've
edge
just been
into
doing
back into
recycler
lava.
into recycler. You know, the infinite loop of recycler into
Yeah.
recycler.
Well,
Yeah, because eventually 25% return turns to 0
yeah.
if you do the loop often enough.
Yeah, no, just put it back into the lava.
Huh.
Or craft it into landfill first because then it compresses it. But
Speaking
then
of
you can-
landfill, did they change the recipe for landfill, or
Yeah, it's
has
50
it always
now instead of
taken
20.
50? Yeah,
No,
I
it used
knew
to be
it.
20.
I fucking knew it.
Do you know? I didn't. They didn't announce it either. It was kept a bit. It's been on the down low. I noticed it at the LAN event because I went to build an outpost and there was a drill that I really wanted to place, but I needed like 8 pieces of landfill to do it. So I was like, oh, I'll just go and. I was in a desert. I'll just grab a few rocks. So I ran off and collected a load of rocks. But I was like, I've got a couple of hundred stone now. This will do. And I crafted it. And came back and I had like 4 pieces of landfill. I was like, hang on a minute. Did I? What happened to me stone? Where's me stone gone? And I looked at the recipe. I'm like, son of a bitch. You know.
Yeah.
You changed the recipe.
Oh.
But with the big mining drills, the mining prod tech is cheaper. It's actually cheaper than it used to be. Once you've been to the planets.
So you just push mining prod
Yeah,
to infinity and beyond.
and the big mining drills have 50% depletion rate, which halves the cost.
Mm-hmm.
So just send a few stacks of mining drills back home. Job done.
Yeah, I guess making the foundation on Vulcanus is probably a good call because you hit Gleba on the way to and from Aquilo anyway to pick up the what is it?
Carbon fiber. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just drop steel down to Aquilo, not barrels. Drop them steel because steel transport's better, and then have Aquilo craft barrels. Then send up
We
the
could
floor
drop
to
steel from the ship because we got a fucking infinite number of steel on the ship.
Yep. So that's the barrels taken care of. Then when the barrels get to Vulcanus, don't bother sending them back. Just recycle them. If you make the steel infinitely in space and then you delete it, who cares? You didn't pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bother sending the barrels. It costs more to send the barrels back than it does. It's
Yeah,
a
then
one
it's-
time.
True. And you could
You
even
gotta
set
start
up-
thinking differently.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, you just make them on the ship.
Or
on
use the empty
yeah.
barrels to make cliff explosives on Vulcanus because you need lots of cliff explosives on Vulcanus.
Oh yeah, we're doing. Oh, that's
Oh, yeah,
actually
that's-
a really good idea because we are doing exactly that. We're just making barrels there, but
Yeah, but they make them on Aquilo, send them with a Fullertone, then use them in cliff explosives to blast the cliffs up. And you get
Nice.
foundation as well. See? You've got to think
mm-hmm.
intergalactically. Like, cut down on minimum, like, they want you to waste stuff. The idea of Space Age is that you have to throw stuff away to let go. But I refuse to. I hate giving in and finding, there must be a use for something. Can it make something with it?
Waste not, want not, huh?
Wait, no, stop one not. Yeah. So if you've got different people doing different planets and so on, if you're really stuck for a material, like, anyone got any use for this, or can I make something for you with it that I can then send you? Because I'm over my threshold of I've got too much of it. Because we've got stuff shipping around all over the place now. It's getting actually quite complicated, but we've recently started simplifying the chains because, we found that Fagora and Aquilo are probably the two most linked planets because Fagora has to send Homium Plate to Aquilo. It also has spare low density and blue circuits, so it supports Aquilo with its rocket launching.
That's exactly what we were thinking about doing too, so...
Yeah. They're the two planets that really buddy up the most. Because you can have a ship that just links those two planets to support Aquilo. Because we had Navis doing it for the longest time, but it's not completely free on Navis because the mining patches run out, and Navis has got a lot of work to do anyway, as it's got the other 6 science packs to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Fagora's got a waste product. So anything that can be found a legitimate use for before it goes to the quality grinding center.
Why not? Yeah.
Why not? Yeah. Especially whereas Aquilo has to be supported. It's not like the other planets can become self-sufficient.
Yeah, Aquilo cannot.
Aquilo cannot, yeah. So someone's got to support it. And as Fagora has to support it with its Homium Plate to make cryogenic parts anyway.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of ships, like your giant brick that you send between the shattered planet and the solar system edge.
Yeah, it blew up this evening. We lost it.
Oh no! No, what I was going to ask was...
Brick the Fourth is dead.
Oh no. Are you still using regular gun turrets, or do the rocket
legendary
turrets... No, not quality-wise. Like, do you use gun turrets, or do the rocket turrets with explosive rocket ammo take care of all the small asteroids as well?
No, the gun turrets do small and medium. Rocket turret does large, railguns do giant.
Mm-hmm.
But we have such high explosive damage, and using explosive rockets, their AoE effect clears like 90% of the small debris in the shockwaves. The gun turrets hardly do anything. When we redesigned the Fourth for its major refit, we quartered the ammo production because we just weren't using it, but doubled rocket production.
Okay, yeah, because my reasoning the other day was we don't need explosive rocketry because we have the gun turrets to take care of the smaller ones, and I'd rather have my rocket ammo destroying the rock itself in just one shot or two instead of a couple. But if the blast is so effective at killing the smaller ones at the same time, it might be worth a shot.
Yeah, it depends obviously on your explosive damage level. Forget what we're at now. 17, I think it is, level 17. It's basically clearing a lot of the small debris, but the gun turrets will catch anything that slips past them, so that the rockets can get back to the front line.
To the bigger ones, yeah.
To the bigger, yeah. Because you want them to start you don't want to fire a rocket at one little bit on its own that's quite close to you. You want it to be firing ahead because it'll start clearing more. But yeah.
How much explosive research do you need for a rocket to one-shot a big asteroid?
No idea. No idea. We have enough. I think we want. No, we're still two-shotting them. I we want? I don't.
Yeah, I mean with the massive.
You never have enough, basically.
It would be hard to track, like even just a single asteroid, like how often it gets hit before it disappears, because everything disappeared.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's just a little bit of a shame that the
Hang
how the
on,
game
why is there a
builds-
refinery on Aquilo? I don't know, I didn't, I think he was making, this was from right at the very beginning before we had the cryogenic plants. He was using this to get solid fuel for power.
Yeah,
We just haven't
this
removed
was
it.
this was part of the initial drop, because I kept myself 100% spoiler free. I had no idea what to expect, and so I just packed up like a stack of everything, like some refineries, some chem plants and stuff. And I mean, this is still pretty much a ghetto build. I mean, just look at it.
Yeah, this is totally a ghetto build for right now.
Which planet's been the biggest challenge to you?
That's a good one. I think Fulgora and Aquilo are a good challenge, each in their own way.
Fulgora
Like
and
the-
Aquilo are, yeah, the biggest challenge, but the challenge that I liked. Fucking Gleba. I fucking hate that planet.
We should just nuke that.
I
one from
literally
all-
got there and I was like, oh, this is cool. It's kind of pretty. I looked at all the shit Faye was doing. I said, nope, fuck this. I'm going to another planet. See you later, Faye. Have fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never set foot on Clever so far.
You're not missing
My
much.
No, in my 2.0 experience, I have not set foot on it. I do not intend to set foot on it. I will nuke it from orbit if I have to.
I like Aquilo because you have to have the heat pipes everywhere, and it kind of forces you to reinvent like most of your classic way of approaching things, like
Yep.
especially since many recipes you use also include liquids, and so it's like, okay, how do I do this
Yeah.
with having heat pipes touching everything? The only thing I think they could have done is giving the heat pipes a range of 2 instead of 1, but it's fine. And I mean, Fulgora is like your full sushi experience.
I found Aquilo to be very much build and forget. Like, it's a puzzle to put it together, but once it's done, it's generally working once the ships drop the supplies off. It's either fast enough or it's not.
Gleba is much the same way though.
Yeah, once you get a working system that doesn't get mold
Yeah.
in every little nook and cranny.
Yeah.
How many times does it stop working because you forgot to put a mold extractor on
Yes.
something because it's got moldy
Yes.
in it? You know,
The
why is this
answer
not
is
working?
yes.
Oh, for God's sake, it's got
It
moldy.
still fucking does it.
You'll never find. There's always places that it can go moldy because
Oh, yeah.
you only need to miss one and it will eventually happen, and it'll gunge up the whole system. How many outbreaks have you had of Wrigley's?
Outbreaks?
Yeah, from the eggs.
Beginning
The-
Oh,
a
a
couple,
lot.
but once you understand that you cannot have your eggs spoil, and so the pentapod eggs have to be the limiting factor of the build, nonsense.
Yeah.
Once you solve the mold, yeah, we're at the point of the seeds being a problem. They're everywhere.
Oh, Kraus was going absolutely ballistic the other night because the seeds kept backing up Like he thought it was.
They're everywhere on Gleba.
It erupted
Look at
in
seeds.
eggs.
Half of our storage on Gleba is fucking seeds. Boxes
could always
and
plant-
boxes and boxes and boxes of seeds.
Yeah, I just
You could
haven't
plant
set up a
them.
recycler
That'll
yet.
get rid of them.
What?
You could just plant them. More cranes, more planting.
You could, yeah. If I actually wanted to go back to that planet and do anything with it. I have
But you
zero
know they have a fuel
interest.
value, right? By the way.
But you can burn the seeds. I
Yeah,
was
they have a
wondering
fuel
that.
value.
Yeah, I saw the fuel value the other day, but I was like, I don't know if that's such a great idea. When
Oh come on! Work give over so many seeds into heating tower, turbine power done.
Yeah.
I mean, Kraus was burning them by the box load. 'Cause he was getting angry with them because
We
they
have-
kept
We have
stifling up bills.
15,000 Yumako seeds, and just over 7,000 of the jelly thing.
Smooth,
Good
we call them smooth brains and wrinkly brains.
Well, the smooth brain was certainly involved in the making of this.
Yeah.
Gleba. I'm just about done with the stupid ass bacteria
The
cultivation.
Gleba
though,
base
like-
actually makes 100% of its power from spoilage and seeds. That's actually not a terrible idea.
Probably a level of satisfaction there. Like the products that cause you the most pain.
I think if I was the one to actually set up Gleba, I would probably enjoy it more. But every time I go over there, it's changed because Faye's been screwing with it because he was the mastermind behind it. So I'm like, I don't even know where anything fucking is. So I'm not even going to go here anymore because I don't know where everything is. I'm over it. I spend a half hour-
It's a glorious mess. Yeah.
I spent a half hour just trying to figure out what one machine does and where it's getting its stuff from.
Yeah. So, as you probably know, we play with quite a large workforce, and we have like 3 or 4 people to a planet. But when there's no one to speak for the planet, and there's a problem, it's like someone else is going to have to, step up, and that's where map view over to it. Or like, there's a problem, it's not working, it's not fast enough, we're going to poke something. It seems to be backed up on this, so I've just add a box here, right, there we go, we'll box up some more seeds or whatever. And then when a Glebian comes on, it's like, we had to fix your planet, we boxed something up, I don't know, we turned something out, we made a splitter, I don't know, we broke it, but it's working now.
And then he goes back to Gleba, checks what happens, like, what the hell have you
What
done?
have you done to my planet? Yeah, it's like, well, no, there was no one here to speak for Gleba.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun when, because of course, like where I said, like if you don't know what's going on this planet, I don't know where anything is. I don't know what this does. Why are you? There's probably a reason that this is filtered this way, but the way I see it, it needs to flick the other way. So I'm gonna flick the splitter the other way. And, well, that seems to have solved our problem.
For now, at
Do you
least.
find
yeah.
yourself leaving a display panel with notes that you've done?
Nope.
No.
We just tell them nope. They can watch the VOD if they want to know what happened, what we did to their planet.
Damn.
If things get really bad, we have to send someone. Like we send one of the Navians to, like we sent Mr. Kraus to Vulcanus because Vulcanus wasn't fast enough. So we dispatched a representative to speed up their planet, and he has done things to it. He's spaghettied things in to make it go faster because he's not there to fully rebuild it.
I have altered the factory and
Yeah.
pray that I don't alter it any further.
And still, no one of the 3 Vulcans has been on for 2 days now, and Kraus has been there for both days, just spaghetti and rails in and linking things to other things to make it go faster and ordering more products. So it's all train based. It's not arriving fast enough. I'm ordering more, and they're not going to be happy with what he's done to their planet. But this is what you get for not being fast enough. Basically, don't be the bottleneck. Some planets can go a couple of days without ever being looked at. Because if it ain't the bottleneck, no one cares.
Yeah,
You
that's,
can do whatever you
that's
want on your
very
planet.
true.
Just don't hold up the Empire. If you try and do a research and a certain pot is the bottleneck, you look to that planet. Why aren't you sending me enough pots? To which hopefully they go, I've got 16,000. It's a transport problem, right? Space Division. Why aren't you transporting enough pots?
Makes sense.
Just never
Yep.
be the bottleneck.
And then you create a division to oversee the divisions, and before you
Or
know it, you need a
or
division
it's Mr.
overseeing
Crouch.
the division that oversees the divisions.
Or it's Mr. Crouch that touches your planet, and then all your rails become curvy and belts weaved.
Oh god! Do you know what he did today? He weaved a red belt with a blue belt that was weaving a green belt. 3
Okay.
different sets of weaving.
Well, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
That's what
I
he
mean,
said.
If one lane is all you have, then
Wait, he didn't. He had plenty of lanes. He just because he could.
Well,
Then it all sideloads back into one belt at the end, anyway.
of course it does.
nice.
He did it because he could.
So, have you reached the point of why am I even surprised anymore yet? Like when you check the other people's work.
No, not really. I'm focused on Navis mostly, and I only look to the space and the planets if they're not supplying me fast enough. I'll make a comment that something's not fast enough if, like, half hour later, it hasn't resolved itself. But all right, I'm having a look now. What's going on? Something needs to get faster. But we've been experimenting a lot on that because there's a lot of new content. Just the base game stuff like the trains, booking numbers, changing recipes on machines, elevated rail junctions. It's all new, so we've been spending a lot of time figuring that out and letting the guys have fun on the planets.
Yeah,
The Prometheum problem seems to be difficult with the loss of the 4th ship tonight. We're struggling with ways of fixing it. So we lost the first 2 to asteroid strike, which seems to be resolved with more railguns and alternating target priorities. We lost the 3rd one to a biter outbreak. Probably our fault.
Biter outbreak?
Yeah, the eggs went bad.
Yeah, part of the Prometheum science pack is spider eggs. So,
Oh shit! What?
Yep.
If you look up the recipe for the last science pack,
Oh. Did not realize that one.
mm-hmm.
Oi.
you only
Oh,
collect
and you have
Prometheum
to craft it in
science.
space, don't you? Oh, that sucks.
Yes. And
Why not? Wait, why not just ship the? You ship the. I'm assuming you ship the Promethean chunks back to where you can get the eggs from, so you have fewer transport time, right?
No. No, it's how many chunks it takes per craft.
25
Yeah, stacks.
chunks.
And their stack
Chunks.
size is 1.
yep.
Oh boy.
You have to craft them in space. Holy shit.
And there's no way you could get a realistic amount of chunks back with stack size 1 at 25 to a craft. And when people don't, they increase the number. It started off as 5, then it went to 10, and then just before release it went to 25 because people were still not getting it. You got to take the eggs out there, rush out there, like load the eggs up from Navis as fast as you can, bomb it straight out to Promethean space, gather the chunks, craft the science pots, and then come home. Drop the pots off, reload on eggs, and go again.
Oh man.
And we lost the ship because we took too many eggs and didn't craft them all in time, and we had a biter outbreak.
Oh shit.
So we've been really careful with not taking too many eggs. So the 4th ship was taking 100,000 eggs at a trip.
That seems like a lot, but I'm guessing that's not.
No, it is. That is a lot. That is a lot of eggs. And with the timing of how long the trip takes, we should have 3 minutes spare. Like we use up the last egg at 27 minutes into the trip, so we have a 3-minute margin of error.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost the ship because there was a 4-minute delay leaving Navis with the eggs because they hadn't dropped the science pots down fast enough from the last trip, so it didn't leave until it dropped all the science off. So it left late and was like 30 seconds from no, it was like a minute or so, I think, from using all the eggs, and they hatched like 6,000 of them because it was using like 7,000 eggs a minute.
Oh wow.
But it had like 6,000 eggs hatched, so 6,000 big biters erupted on it, and the lasers. We had like crowd control lasers around the middle to protect against outbreaks, but too many biters too quickly.
Biters, you're not going to be able to.
No, they destroyed the hub. They eat the hub, and then that's end of ship.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is because we can't circuit network the ships to the ground, and we can't control the requests on the ship with the circuit network. It requests or it doesn't. So there's no way of telling it not to collect eggs until it's dropped all its science packs. And we're kind of stuck for ideas, really, because if the pots don't drop because the base doesn't need any more, because the hub is full of them, it can't get rid of its science packs on the last trip, but it'll still get its eggs. And we're having to have another rethink.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of seems like an oversight, though, like that you have no way of communicating between the ground station and the ship that it's actually needed for it to go out. Like train stations have like a send to train checkbox.
Mm-hmm.
Like why don't you have like an uplink on the ground that tells the ship to go or not?
That was raised at on the second evening of the LAN event during the Q&A sessions, and it's a game choice, I think, more than anything, not to be able to. I don't like it. We've got several ideas about simple little things that they'd add that would solve our problem. And without any of them, we're kind of stuck, so it's back to the thinking board. But yeah, I really don't want to do it the cheesy way, which is go out, collect some rocks, and then launch the biters up into Navis orbit and make the pots. Because we were doing that initially, because that just seemed like the right way of doing it. And when the devs realised that that's how people were doing it, they upped the amount of chunks. And it still didn't stop us. So they upped it again. And then we were like, our group was like, we better start doing it the way it's intended, because they're just going to keep ramping it up until it's the only way to do it. So we might as well get used to it the way they want us to do it, because it's, we're going to end up doing it anyway. Let's just start getting good at it. And I think very few people I've seen have collected Prometheum science. No one seems to have got that far yet. So we're kind of out on our own almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
But
at what point do you decide what the devs want is fucking stupid and just don't do it? Just add a mod and say, okay, I'm using 10 or 15 or maybe 20 chunks is about as much as I'm willing to suffer through.
I'm not using mods, so I never play with mods. I've used mods coming up to 2.0 to simulate the changes to get used to stuff and get an idea of things that we knew, like the quality. We're quite experienced with quality now. The foundries, the EM plants, we were simulating those, the big mining drills and all that, just to get our heads around the idea of, okay, we need to transition to a bigger drill at some point, so let's prepare for that. Let's have outposts designed for a 5x5 drill. But yeah, no, I'll use mod. I won't use mods anymore. So.
Did you solve the problem of not having enough stone? Because while it was quite fun to watch, like a single drill producing 1700 stone a second, but it was still not enough.
Oh, that's funny, and it's 3,000 stone a second now per wagon.
Oh.
It's 1,600 on one drill and 1,400 on the other.
For what?
Like,
Nice.
to load stone into a wagon, and I've got 2 drills each side of the wagon loading directly into the wagon.
For what?
For a railway track for Purple Science.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
'Cause
What?
22,000 pots a minute. Each pot takes 30 pieces of railway track. Each piece of railway track takes a piece of stone.
Oh my god, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, holy crap.
Yeah. So, and it's not fast enough. I wonder if someone could get a clip. Flay, you still around? Get a clip of the stone loading. I watched it enough. It is absolutely bonkers mad. And the
Yeah,
crazy thing is, it ain't fast enough.
I thought that's what you were working on right before I left for work. You were placing it looked like a direct loading on some kind of patch. I wasn't paying enough attention to notice what it was, but you were building something. It was like 3 or 4 foundries wide or something.
Oh,
and
that's
they
the
were-
iron. Yeah, I'm turning
iron, okay.
iron ore into liquid iron on patch because I can't move the damn iron ore around fast enough as a solid because stack size 50 is troublesome. So I put the drill again. I was mining it into wagons, taking the wagons to the melt foundry to put the iron ore in to turn it into a liquid. Then the liquid train would come and collect it to go onwards to the casting. But that iron ore thing was just too troublesome, so I moved the foundries to the iron patch and put the drill directly into it.
Yeah, I mean,
And the solution for the stone is I'm going to bring the railway track machine to the stone patch, put the stone drill against the against that.
The
I'm going to put another against the assembler. I'm going to put another foundry next to it as well that makes the steel and the sticks, and make the railway track on the bloody stone patch. I might even put the Purple Science machine next to the railway track machine, deliver it electric furnaces and prod modules, and make the Purple Science on the stone patch, so I don't have to move stone at all.
That's pretty insane, but yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, because I just cannot move enough stone. Like half our train fleet is just moving stone, and the problem is I can't get the stone train into the railway track build, unload and get it out in time, and then get the steel train in, unload the steel for the railway track before the stone runs out.
holy crap.
22,000
science. The problem, Benby, is we tried that. We tried hauling all the science to Gleba for like the sciences that require Gleba, it's way too resource intensive to launch all 6 science packs from Novice to be able to do a research on Gleba, so you don't have to worry about the spoil timers if that's what you're talking about. It's just not
Plus, you
worth
can't
it.
use the biolab.
Yeah, and then, well, at that point we hadn't even gotten the biolab. We were just trying to do initial stuff, but it's just not viable. It takes too many rockets. 5 stacks of each of the 6 science packs times, you know, whatever science you're doing, it gets really expensive really fast, and rockets get really expensive when you're launching 40 or 50 of them in 10 minutes. We were running out of rocket fuel left and right just from making rockets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The way we've started looking at it is the clever pots, as long as it arrives as a pot, not a lump of mold,
Yep.
it doesn't really matter. Just keep it coming.
Yeah.
Don't worry about this. Yeah, try and get it higher freshness if you can, but just keep sending me more. And I'll just use them when
Can
they
you
get here.
use a higher quality science pack in the same build? Does quality matter?
Yeah, quality lasts longer, but the problem is launching it. We tried this, and it's a trap. So if you put quality modules in the science pack machine on Clever, if it wins and you get a green one, it has a longer lifespan, like an hour and 20 minutes instead of an hour or something for green tier. But the problem is launching it, because the rocket wants to launch a full rocket inventory. Right?
Okay.
So
yeah.
you have to wait for 1,000 green pots.
Yeah, unless
To
you set
launch
your
them.
custom minimum payload, but then you're just
Yeah.
paying rockets out of your ass for nothing.
Yeah.
And you're
so yes, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, you could set your minimum threshold and have this one as the green tier launcher. Yeah, you could do that. That's probably
I
more
just don't-
viable, but you're paying more for the.
Yeah, and the time, the 20 minutes that it would take, or that the extra 20 minutes doesn't really make sense for that one, because it's going to take you an extra 10 minutes to make enough packs to launch it, or longer.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
where's your benefit there?
You'd be better off using higher quality ingredients.
If you have
could.
them.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that still doesn't solve the problem that 20 minutes extra on a timer of 1 hour. I mean, yes, it's a third longer, but you're better off just making the normal one, putting in a prod mod, if you feel
Or
like
speed
it,
module.
or a speed module to make
Just
more
craft
faster.
the damn stuff faster.
Yeah, because
So that
you're not
Time.
you're not using resources on Gleba
No, you
other than
grow
water.
more,
And water
right?
is
It's-
infinite.
Yeah, and the seeds, apparently we've got plenty of them, so we can always plant more fruity stuff. So yeah, just keep it flowing, keep it steady.
Each quality
And just-
counts as an additional science pack.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
so-
can't send 900 regular quality and 100 green tier quality pots in one rocket automatically. You'd need 1,000 of the green
And
ones.
somebody would have to sit there and micromanage that, and that's a nightmare
Yeah.
to try to micromanage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not worth the.
It'd be worth it if you could just manually load the rocket with whatever's available and just fucking launch it when it was full.
Yeah,
But
1,000 pot, launch with 1,000 pots at any quality. Get to
You
it.
could
Get
probably
to
do that
1,000
with a couple
however you can.
combinators.
Not automatically, you can't.
Oh, that's right. Forgot there's rocket
the
silos
rocket
don't
launching.
can't do.
No, which is what we were saying. Like, look, get to 1,000 at any quality. I don't care how you get to 1,000.
because then it might be viable to do
Yes,
quality.
definitely. But launching has to be done by a person sat there, and that ain't fun.
No,
Too bad you
that's
can't
not fun for
circuit control
anybody. Yeah.
And you still have to wait till you like? At what point do you say it's worth it to start faffing with it? 50 green pots. What if you're at 45? The clock's ticking. You're better off, I think, just keeping it simple,
Yeah.
automatic, and just keep it flowing, because it doesn't really matter what it gets to, what quality it gets to at the lab, as long as it makes it there. And then just send more. If they are getting there at 30%, it's alright, the base is meant to be doing 500 SPM. So clever, your pots are getting to us at 30%, so I need you to rate your base for 1500 SPM to equal us.
Yep.
And then or get your freshness higher. I don't know, whatever you need to do to make your freshness higher. So that because our pots get to the labs at about 60% freshness, which is pretty good. Well, the record I think was like 80%. But that was early game, because our labs now are train based. We was unloading from the hub onto a belt and then went straight into the labs, so they were getting there less. But we outgrew that, and it's all train based now. So the pots arrive from other planets, go onto a train, then go to the lab builds. So there's a little bit of extra time, but yeah, they're getting to us at about they get to the labs at about 60% freshness.
How many silos do you have a novice to launch? 100,000 eggs in a reasonable amount of time?
Stand by. I think the Mark 7. We've built the Mark 7 launcher. We're working on the Mark 8 now, I think, which is basically the same, just more compressed.
Yeah, there's no setting to auto launch the rocket. It's either read contents or read orbital requests. That's it. That's so dumb.
Feels like a missed opportunity to me.
I think it's about 120 silos. It's 4 high by.
But also quality in machines means you aren't speeding them, so build is 10 times bigger. Yeah, that's true too, Fly. That's very true.
Put a picture of the Mark 7 launcher. You can see about half of it on the screen in the web. You can see the mini-map. It's got the middle point.
So 100,000 divided by rocket capacity is 200 silos.
Yeah, that's it. It could be 200 silos. It's 4 high and I don't know how many wide.
Holy shit.
That'd have to be 50 wide.
Yeah, that would probably make sense. But that's the Mark 7 launcher. They're working on designs for the Mark 8 launcher, which is basically the same thing, I think, but they've compacted the nest
Yeah,
smaller.
but if you're dealing with like eggs in the 6-digit amounts, you kind of have to, because if you don't, the things will be spoiled. The first one will be spoiled before the last ones arrive.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's oversized anyway, but is it? Yeah, we're
No, I
doing
mean,
2 batches now anyway, yeah.
Since you just told us earlier that you lost a ship because dropping pots and loading new eggs took too long, it's
No,
undersized.
the drop in the pot, no. Launching the eggs is fine, it's dropping the pods. The pods is the problem.
They're not getting
It takes
taken
2.
out of the hub.
They're
or
not
whatever.
taken. Well, because they're not needed, or just the animation speed of the dropping of the pods is becoming. I was concerned that it was going to be a bottleneck immediately, and we've been pushing against the
The
limit
hub
a
can
little
only
bit.
receive so much, yeah.
And we've got other ships dropping other pots as well, and they're all like fighting for the space.
The whole
you know, for
limitation
the-
of one landing pad per surface is kind of annoying.
I'm okay with it as long as I get an animation limitation of the things floating down. That's fine, So just have the damn things teleport in. Like, do your fancy animation, and it's just a suggestion of what's coming down.
Sure.
Also, you can't interact with the add-ons, only with the hub itself, which is also kind of frustrating.
Well, no, because otherwise you just teleport everything around, which is exactly what everyone tries to do, and then they get upset because they can't do it. It's like, well, that's because you're not supposed to be able to teleport stuff around.
Yeah, because you could make a long ass line of the cargo bays, input
And just
something on
input and
one
out-
side, and then
side and
output on the other
output.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
And
you
you'd have
could
an
do
entire
that, yeah.
factory that doesn't. Yeah, you just have a big shared storage, and they just put in and take from it. You just have a long line. Just have gear machines take iron plate out, put gears in. Red science further down the line takes gears and copper out, puts red science in. You just do that for the whole factory.
That would
There's
become
no
your
challenge to the
bus.
game anymore.
Right. That's where upping the limit from 1 landing pad to like 5 would, solve that issue a little bit, and then allowing fewer cargo bays per landing pad.
Well, there's no limit on the cargo bays per.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But more hubs wouldn't necessarily solve it. It's animation. Like, we've got enough
True.
cargo bays.
Well,
drop it, but-
the more hubs would equal greater surface area to get it out.
But that's not the problem. It never is the problem. Just get the bots to do it. Early game, yeah, sure, using inserters, but just get the bots to do it. Late game, which is what we're doing. We have train stations for the different pots
But
right
if
next
you,
to the
but
hub.
if you could select, if you were the ship, and you had, 2 different ships, would there still be that limitation? If you were the only ship dropping to that hub, if you were allowed multiple, hubs, or landing pads in this case, because it's a.
But you can have as many as you want, because you can add more cargo bays, which is supposed to increase the amount that you can drop, because every cargo bay has a little hatch that receives a dropping.
Yeah,
But that doesn't appear to be the case. To a point it is, but up until a certain point that's it. It won't drop more. We have ships in orbit screaming for them, to drop because they're bulging 128,000 orange, pink,
Yeah.
cryogenic pods. The hub down there is screaming, is like, I'm empty, send me more. The bots are emptying it as soon as it drops. And there's like
Yeah, but-
12 pods drop down.
It,
It's like, yeah,
seems
great.
like it's the same limitation that that Foundry had when you get to the end of the game, and you can only have so many ships going from the surface up to the station and back, because you're literally, each ship has to go fly to 0-0, then go up to the station straight up, then come all the way back down to 0-0, and then fly to where their landing pad is, drop the thing off. It's abysmal.
I think tomorrow I'm to prove our point, I'm just gonna go nuts flay. Yeah, we've got 36 hatches, which in theory means that we should be able to drop 36 pods. And they have a 20-second animation cycle, if you want, whatever it is. So each hatch can receive 1 pod every 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And apparently that's still not enough, so I think tomorrow, to prove a point, it'll either solve our problem or
Just go for like 100 hatches and see if
I'm
it-
just gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go absolutely ballistic. I'm just gonna start automating. cargo
Here's
bay
Colonel
hatches.
Will in his natural habitat. He's got
Exactly,
100
yeah.
hatches, snaking its way around the base,
And the base.
all
Yeah,
over the place.
yeah. They find me out by.
I got
by
space
the
right here
trap.
for one more. Stamp it down. There's another space over here. Boom.
Yeah, I'll trap. It's a good job people have got jetpacks. So if there's someone stood there, I'm just gonna go around them and then bury them in it.
But wait, there's more.
What's this long squiggly line going over here? Oh, that continent. There's more over there. Yeah.
Have it spell out SOS.
Yeah. Or big X marks the spot. Just drop it here. Yeah. if you, where do you want us to drop this cargo? Somewhere on the eastern continent will be fine.
What do we mean?
Any
Eastern
specific
continent?
coordinates? No, just the eastern continent. There'll be a hatch there somewhere that'll catch.
There was no eastern continent last time I was here. Yes, but there is now.
Yeah. It was the Eastern Ocean.
You remember that small island off the eastern seaboard? It's now its own continent.
Yeah. That's what you mean, the Atlantic Ocean? Yeah, I filled it. You can now walk to Europe if you want over the cargo hatches. Yeah, I'm just going to build a couple of hundred damn things, and I'm going to end this problem. So how many have you got there? You've got like 10 hatches on Aquila.
Yeah.
Like your extra cargo bays of your
Yeah.
like extensions, because each one adds one extra drop thing. So yeah.
So if everything drops as it should at max cargo, we can drop 18 stacks per second. But the actual problem is, even with the smarts, since we can't read and set requests at the same time, so 20,000 in the hub with bots wanting to take 20,000 out counts as 0 in storage.
Oh yeah, so because the pod is dynamic in size instead of max drop size.
Oh yeah, and that I've noticed when you have like space science, it'll drop
Yep.
a pod of like 4 fucking
Four, right,
items,
Yeah,
and you're like,
and that takes up a pod
really?
animation.
Yeah.
Do you know how we solve that? Well, the
No.
simplest way of solving that is your space science and stationary satellite.
Mm-hmm.
Make it a ship and have it fly between like Vulcanus and Earth, but it doesn't do anything in Vulcanus. It just time past 10 seconds or whatever, and then comes back, then spends like a few seconds at Navis, and then flies away again. And that way, it'll only drop the space science each time it comes back, and then that will give. So if you use a couple of thousand while it's gone, when it comes back, if it's got 4,000 and you've used 2,000, it'll drop 2 pods of 1,000 each. Boom, there you go, you're topped up. Right, I'm off. Bye bye. Then when it comes back again, oh, you've used 3,000 this time. Well, I've got 4,000 again. Here you go, it's 3,000. I'll take this 1,000 and be on my way. It makes more on the move. And then when it comes back, and it just have it ping pong between 2 planets. That's how we. That's the first
That's
step
not a
in
bad
solving
idea,
it.
actually.
Just build, or repurpose an old ship or something that's, we'll chuck a couple of engines and guns on it or whatever.
And then you just need to slowly turn your ships into a ribbon world to increase ammo production.
Yeah.
And material collecting to a point where it's sustainable.
Yeah, and the asteroid productivity research helps with that as well,
Yeah.
because then you get more for the given collecting. Yeah, sometimes that won't still be enough, but they're not at that stage yet. Just having it fly away and come back again is the first step, and will probably make a big difference. Then yeah, because we had that as well. Like the inserter takes 12 out, whatever. It's like it drops a pod. Here's 12 more for you. It's like, yeah, thanks.
Right.
You're killing a pot. You're killing a drop animation there for 12 bloody pots. You've got Vulcanus trying to drop off 24,000 pots, and there's no drop animations to spare. But yeah, I'm going to try and end the problem by just adding
sort of
another
RS
colour.
latch on the request side on the ground.
That's what Flay's talking about. Match the hub to set requests. Which is like phase 2.
Yeah, but then you still run into the issue that you can't communicate with the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So that if the Vulcanus hauler arrives, you just tell it to wait, or like set a certain condition signal, and then once it's its turn, you latch the landing pad for the science, and once you have the science, you set this the signal
Yeah.
to send it on its way, but yeah, I can't have nice things.
They kind of almost have that in place with the whole wireless logistic network, or sorry, circuit network between radars. You can almost have like a dish pointing up to the ships or something.
Funny enough, that's exactly what someone suggested at the event. When they said, why can't we have circuit networks of the thing? And it's like, yeah, just like a radar, right? But more like a satellite dish
Yeah.
that just points up. And they're like a radar, but they just communicate between everywhere.
I mean, from what I've seen of space exploration, isn't that exactly how they solved it?
Yep. You can talk to other planets too. You can literally communicate between planets with the circuit network via sending and receiving satellite dishes.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it to the space platforms. You can do it to shit, whatever you want, because it works just like you literally just link A to B, and then it just acts as a bridge between A and B, and they talk to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we'd already have like one dish next door to each hub, and then maybe one on the ships, and so that they can send key signals to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You could then probably even have the ships more dynamic, whereas we have like one ship that moves the Vulcanus pots, one ship that moves the Glaber pots. But you could probably have the ships generic, and if you're doing a big Vulcanus tech, all the ships could then start helping move Vulcanus pots,
Yeah.
because they can say, hey, we've got a lot of Vulcanus pots to move. Now this is using them at an alarming rate. Please send more. Basically what we do with the trains at the moment.
Send more faster.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gambling on cryogenic plants.
I'm
Yeah.
always, anytime I do buildings, I'm always gambling, because
Mhm.
why not?
Why not? Yeah.
It's just a faster building, yeah, but I mean, a faster building
So-
is a faster building.
Yeah. So going back to like the quality, this is exactly how it starts. You just make normal ones, and then when you've got enough normal ones, you keep making more. Keep a stack of 20 on hand, and then recycle the 21st normal one, in the hopes of getting material for a green one. When you get a green one, use it somewhere. When you end up with 20 spare green ones, right? All normal go in the bin. And the 21st green one, and eventually it won't actually take that long before you're putting purple ones in the bin, because you don't need them anymore.
I mean, this is literally the way I've been doing it the whole time so far.
So yeah, that's probably the best way of doing it for especially the planet specific stuff, where you don't want to get too in depth, and it's only got one building to make, right? Well, the cryogenic plant, the fusion cores, and the power plant stuff. But yeah, we have Fagora build everything else pretty much. The beacons, the assemblers, the substations, all the power armor, legs and shields and all that stuff is all done on Fagora, because they have stuff going spare that they have to get rid of. And then the planets do their own specific stuff, but not top to bottom.
Oh wait, no, the cryogenic plant doesn't require holmium plate.
Blue circuits instead. Showing you inventory.
Hey, we got a good one.
Grade itself. It's earned it.
Yep.
Good thing about the cryo plant is 8 module slots, so you have a very high probability of winning.
Yep.
Also, isn't 8 module slots just a little ridiculous?
Well, I mean, yes, but it's kind of
Yes.
nice to be able to have the, well, you could choose what you want in it. Whereas, like, for instance, the Foundry is only 4 with 50% productivity, base, which would be, the other 4 module slots. So you just don't get to choose what those module slots are. It's automatic.
We got a blue one.
Yeah.
I
Winner,
don't know,
winner,
for
chicken
me,
dinner.
it's still a easy decision. It's all prod or all quality. Or,
Sure.
in some very odd cases now, all speed. We're making our steel, our low density, and our blue circuits don't have prod modules in them anymore. They have speed modules. Because we did enough tech to get it to 300% limit without any prod modules.
300 is the limit?
Yeah, there's a
No.
300% cap. You know, like you have an efficiency 80% minimum cap. There's a 300% prod cap.
Yeah, I kind of figured they'd do something like that, because if you get over 300% and the recycler returns 25, then you have an infinite loop.
And you'll notice that 300% there's a corresponding link between 300% prod and 25% return on recycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so the goal is to get the tech to a point where you don't need the prod modules in the machines anymore. Then you can put speed in there or quality and have free gambling.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So yeah, we've done 25 levels of tech with the 50% base prod and 10% per level, 25 levels, 250. Done. 300%. No need to research anymore. And then we put speed modules in our blue circuit machine. So I have a blue circuit machine that makes 45 circuits per second. Blue circuits. Yeah, I know. And there's 16 of them per build.
How do you even load enough green chips into this thing?
Four legendary stack inserters.
Yeah, okay, I guess. They get faster with quality, don't they?
Yeah.
Your rotation
Stupidly
speed.
fast.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary, I think, has a rotation speed of 2,100 and something degrees a second.
2160 probably, if I had to guess.
I forget the number. It's 295 items a second. I think it's the number that comes up a lot. Or 6, I think it's 6 rotations a second.
Yes, which would be 2160.
And 16 items is playing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have 4 of them, because they have to do the red circuits as well. But yeah, 45 blue circuits a second is just... it's not even a number that registers, is it? It's like... It can't make 45 blue circuits a second. A minute would be crazy, but...
A single machine, that is.
Yeah, well, I'm going to load Factorio up at 5:10 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm an hour ahead of you, and it is breakfast time, so I'll be AFK for a little while.
A blue belt of blue circuits per machine. It's just... Have you done any belt stacking yet? Belt stacking is so much fun.
Yeah, we have lots of belt stacking. The penetrator is all stacking. Steel, iron, copper. The only thing that aren't stacking. Oh, actually, they are stacking now. The ice and everything. Did he upgrade the? Yeah, he even upgraded the friggin' collectors. Yep, we've been doing stacking for. That's interesting. It just moves more items per, belt, which is nice.
Yeah, so it's 45.1 blue circuits a second, craft speed 112.8. Takes 225 green circuits a second and 22.5 red circuits a second per machine.
God. Holy crap.
300% pod.
What's up, Fly?
Hello.
Oh, when you get into post endgame railgun shooting speed, you only need to do 4 levels.
Why?
Because the animation of the railgun turret is fixed, and after 4 levels, you don't gain any more shooting speed because the animation can't go any faster.
That seems like a hell of an oversight.
We've protested, we've done jumping up and down.
Then why have a fucking infinite research for it? Don't give us an infinite research. Just do 4 levels of it.
4
Like,
levels.
what this? That's stupid.
Bullet shooters, yes, there's that. Either fix the animation so that you can shoot faster, or it's not an infinite take. Make it like shooting speed where it just finishes and done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just a heads up that's
Well, we already did 6, but okay.
I mean, it's still your handheld shooty one. If you use that, will still get faster shooting speed, but the turret won't. And we use the turret far more than the handheld one.
Oh, is that even in the Robo Network?
I'll show you the stone loading. So silly.
Oh, that's nuts.
More trains. They're usually pouring in here. Ah, here comes one. Try to open the wagon.
So what, it does 4 cars at a time?
Yeah, and then slides forward for the other 4.
Oh, that's cool.
The drill's 1600 stone per second.
Oh my god. That's absurd.
I know. And it's not fast enough.
That's just crazy. that's not gonna work. Okay.
I'm missing signals in there to take the thing overall. Should have more signals so the things follow each other more. Oh wait, there are signals. Oh. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It works about as well as it can. It's not really the bottleneck. It could be busier. It's this platform that's the problem. They're just not getting here often enough. But I've got an idea to do it differently. I'm gonna. Well, I was gonna do this, but I might try another approach. See if I can
JSJ,
get
what's
4
going on?
wagon at a time.
Very cool. Appreciate that very much.
You can put out a barrel machine.
What? No.
Yes.
Apparently yes,
What?
but prodding a barrel machine, that's, I want to say, new, different. Pretty sure you couldn't prod
It's
a
on the
barrel machine in the
intermediates
past.
tab.
Can you prod the filling of it though? That would be silly.
I don't know. We're about to find
Because
out.
they're on the intermediates tab.
They're very special. They don't even count towards the production. Either that something.
Nope.
Can you quality them?
No, 'cause fluids
no.
don't matter.
But I found a way. But it's not a fluid. It's a barrel is an item.
If you put your cursor over the module slot, it should tell you what it takes.
Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous.
I don't know what I would use. A
Quality
legendary
modules
barrel
cannot
of.
be used on this recipe.
Okay. Well, we had to try, didn't we? Because
Yeah, speed and efficiency. I mean, it's worth a try.
then if we unbowed it, would we have
We could,
quality?
we
liquid?
could quality the fucking barrels. What? I gotta see if it actually does anything.
What benefit do the barrels have?
None.
It doesn't say any, but I've
'Cause they
found
can't
things
have
that
more
say
health.
nothing.
If they can't have more health
There's
because they don't have health.
I don't think.
They don't. It doesn't do anything. So I'm guessing it's probably you can only quality them for cliff explosives. If you want better
Yeah.
cliff explosives, maybe.
Yep,
Yeah.
that'd be it.
Oh, and cliff explosives have a greater range
Woo!
because that's a thing.
Yeah, up to 50. Normal is 10 tiles, legendary is 15 tiles. Whoop-de-doo.
I wish Space Age didn't cost as much as the base game. I really want to play it. Yeah, but you can't think about it like that because it's its own game. I'll be honest
It's
with
got
you.
more
There's all
content than the game.
yeah. It's a it should have been labeled as an expansion, not a DLC. And
Well, it is. I've been calling it an
I know.
expansion since they announced it.
agreed. But it's under the DLC. Like
Well, it's a
Just
DLC
Steam.
in terms of how it's technology. You know, it's a DLC technology, but
Exactly.
it's an expansion to the game. It's not
Agreed.
it's not an asset. It's not a
Yeah,
skin.
it's-
It's not.
It's an expansion pack like the old days. It's not a DLC new skin that you get for.
It's
all
just
the other
delivered
games.
via DLC.
Yeah, because that's how Steam operates, right?
You know, I mean, if you're gonna give a quality for the barrels, at least like make it so that they can, you know,
Hold more.
stack size or hold like, you know, more fluid. Like, hey, we made this extra large barrel. Hey, this barrel's even bigger than the first one. Hey, we made this extra big one.
I stacked
So-
the extra big one on top of the regular one, and it squashed the regular one.
So when I got Space Age, I did the update to 2.0 from the other one. and I checked how much the size on disk it was, and it was just under 2 gigs. The Space Age zip file was 4 gigs. So it's a lot of content. Granted, big graphics, but
And if you look at it, it'll save you money because you spend $35 buying the game, and then you won't have to buy another game for 2 years. Think how many AAA games at 70 quid they.
Yeah, that's the thing I've been saying.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, think about how many games you've bought at $70 that are AAA titles, and this game's going to give you more content than any one of those games is going to give you.
How much you save on food? Because you don't eat.
You don't eat, yeah. It's a diet plan as well. Like,
I got a crank fly up. I can barely hear him. I got him at 200%.
Because I'm quiet because it's 6 a.m.
Fair. I'm just saying I got to crank you up because I couldn't even hear you were talking at first. Okay. Oh wait, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, that was intentional. We don't have any more speed. Where did all the speed modules go? I'm gonna take a Red Bull.
I've got Adderall. I'm good.
You can always go get yourself an 8-ball.
No. That's a terrible idea.
Well, you're complaining about needing more speed.
Oh wait, no, the speed modules are up. What? Where did they all go?
do you actually have any in a box? Or did you use them all?
I thought
up.
I brought a stack of each of the modules. And I don't see them in any of the buildings. And those are, maybe it's in the hub and or the landing pad and I just missed them. I swear I brought at least a stack of each of the, you know, just basic or whatever we could afford, prod, speed, and I brought 2 stacks of quality. but I can't find... Huh. We had to have some because we have one speed module
If you open
there.
up your logistics network, does it your window, does it show in there?
Nope.
So you've used them all, or you didn't bring any.
Or they're in a steel chest, right?
That too.
But I don't see any steel chests anywhere. Oh, maybe they're in phase inventory. Where is he? He's down here. Well, there's 4 of them. Oh, wait a minute. We're waiting on this guy. Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna... I thought that was gonna be a problem. Okay, let's see. Well, this was just our starter build, so it's gonna have to scale up. Alright, so... I guess... the next step would be to... start... scaling up the island so we can... build a bigger science build. Oh, refined concrete, you're such a pain in my ass.
Funny story. When we were simulating it before 2.0, we didn't know what a lot of the recipes were for like foundries and stuff. We figured it would be tungsten and materials that from other planets. But because we were playing without other planets, we were just simulating machines. We had to guess their recipes. And I picked refined concrete for a lot of the recipes for like the foundry and the drill and stuff, figuring it made like the
And you
base
were
plate
right.
of it and stuff. And I was annoyingly right because in the simulation
They use
the
a lot of
refined
refined
concrete,
concrete.
concrete was a pain in the ass. And then when we at the event, I started looking at the recipes and the amount of times refined concrete came up, and I was like, "Yay, I was right." Secondly, dole, stupid refined concrete.
Yeah. Shit. And the worst part is refined concrete isn't hard to make. It's just you can't make it when you don't have stone. Stone, steel, and iron, actually, technically.
Breakfast deployed.
Nom 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 nom.
I'll see your breakfast deployed and raise you one adult beverage deployed. I win.
I mean, coffee counts as adult beverage, no? I mean, at
But
least
does
kind
coffee
of.
count as breakfast is the question.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay, fair enough.
As I'm not a coffee person, I'll still take the adult beverage. But you can always throw a little Kahlua in your coffee and call it a day.
True. Goes back to the old, I might not be Irish, but my coffee is.
Yeah, best of both worlds.
Energy drinks are supper.
Not enough logistic storage on Navis for rare copper plates.
What? Where do you see that?
Well, shit. The little storage box flashing warning icon?
Huh. Uh-oh. We haven't been on Novice for a while. Everything's starting
Yeah.
to back up. Oh, shit.
Mmm, epic mold. Yum. Fucking damn it. Okay, now, seriously though, what do we need to make the stupid fusion thingies? Alright, quantum processes.
I'm
You
trying to
thought blue
scale up.
circuits were bad.
Oh no, I know for a fact blue circuits are bad.
Yeah, but they're not the worst anymore. There's another level of bad above them. You've seen what it takes to make the quantum processors.
Yes, it's a
and the-
pain.
And the logistics of it is basically every planet has to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we thought about just automating a ship to go from Vulcanus to Gleba to Volgora to the Aquilo, and then reset back to Vulcanus and do the same thing, just collecting shit from all the different planets every time it goes.
Yep. And the thing, because quantum processors can be crafted in space. The ship can make them
Oh.
as it goes. If you look at quantum processors on
Yeah, it's
Aquilo
just less
or
than-
yeah,
Huh. No, I didn't
Ah.
notice that.
yeah. So it can make them and also deliver them to anywhere that wants them at the same time.
That's cool.
And quantum processors didn't used to take carbon fiber. Well, I suggested that they should, because then that's every planet involved, so you're welcome.
I mean, it does make sense. I mean, it is the end game tech. It should use
Yeah.
stuff from
Everything.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with the quantum processors being a pain in the ass, but like, why did the foundations have to be a pain in the ass? Like, ugh.
It's because they don't want you to use it on a large scale. The Challenger for Gora is the terrain, the islands, the confined space, the limited workspace.
Yeah, and then when you get a roll for a map like me with no sizable islands within fucking 40 chunks of the 0-0, oh yeah, it fucking sucks. I saw
Yeah, but
somebody
you're-
else's build for Fulgora right next to where they landed. They had an island half, like 15, 20 chunks big, and I'm like, I still haven't found an island that big on Fulgora.
But
I mean, you
the
can,
universe
you can
just
play
hates you.
around.
That's fine. Right? You
Yeah,
you
well,
have no
that's-
say in this because you're just unlucky. You know.
Well, if it
You
wasn't
should know
for
this
bad
by
luck,
now,
I'd
right?
have no luck.
Yeah.
The universe observing Reyes trying to find a big island on Fulgora, and it's like, fuck
it's just
that guy in
amusing.
particular.
They just sat there with their popcorn, sat around watching. Let's give him the worst spawn ever and see how long it takes for him to give up.
Little do they know, that's not an option.
I think you're gonna like our other playthrough because that one's rolled real nice for Fulgora.
Oh, did you already explore Fulgora?
Well, no, it's in the map generation preview.
Oh, is it? I didn't even.
Upper right corner of the preview.
Yeah,
window,
it's-
drop
Oh,
down.
I didn't. Yeah, I
It's
didn't
a
even know you could do that.
it's a tiny little drop down in the top
yeah.
right corner. Yeah,
Give
they
you-
could have
give you a
made
little
that
tip.
more obvious.
I'll give you a little tip. Don't look at it. Because you'll find you look at the nav scene, oh, that's a nice scene, I like that. And you'll look at Fulgora, oh, that's a crappy little island. Oh, now you have to choose. Do you re-roll? Because you're never going to
Yes.
find a nice seed on all the planets. So you
Well, yeah.
just look at
I-
one planet and deal with the rest of them. 'Cause-
Well, we got lucky. I picked a seed that were great for novice, and the other planets because I've only ever visited Fulgora, so that's the only one I could really know. And so, but there are a few widgets in the generation, like you can change island size and frequency and stuff. So I made them big and close together.
Nah. Pure default is the way to play at the moment. If you want to have any sort of opinion on the game's balance, or if
Right.
something's too expensive and that, if you're not playing default, you have.
Oh, I didn't change
as far as I'm
resource
concerned.
nonsense. I didn't change anything resource wise. I just
Well, or terrain generation balance or anything like that. I'll be playing on
honestly-
default for the foreseeable, just to.
Reyes, you set this to Rail World, but otherwise,
Rail
The
World
only
only
thing-
affect novice.
The only
yeah,
thing
that,
that I
that only
changed,
applies to novice, right?
The only thing that I changed was I lowered the evolution rate of the biters a slight bit, not by much, and I tried to remove cliffs, but that didn't even happen. Because we still have cliffs on novice.
There was talk in the beta testing Discord of removing the ability to remove cliffs or change cliffs.
That'd be a dick move, because I fucking hate cliffs. I think they were the worst addition
Yeah,
to this
but-
game ever.
But the terrain generation is better now. They're less randomized. They're more worldly.
I just don't like them, though. That's the problem. I think
Then
they
blow
don't
them
add
up.
anything to the game. You don't get
They do.
explosives until you go to Vulcanus.
No, what, you want to bet?
Huh?
I can blow them up without going to Vulcanus.
How?
Nukes?
Nuke them.
You can nuke them?
You can nuke
Yeah, but
cliffs,
then you have a fugly decal on the ground. It's like,
Agreed, but there's a solution to that as well. Nuke everywhere, and then it won't stick.
You just have
if everything's fugly,
salt
nothing
the
is.
earth.
Yeah, just salt the earth. Yeah, that's,
Just pave over
I
it.
like that plan.
yeah, or concrete the world.
Yeah. Fulgora certainly produces enough of it.
Yeah, you're useful the concrete. Or bury it
Oh
in
my
boxes
God,
of storage
Box
boxes of mold,
contaminate. What?
or hide it in hide the scorch mark in storage boxes of mold. So you have a collection of mold and
I've just
quality
got
mold.
box contamination everywhere because we ran out of like central storage. So now they're just throwing shit anywhere they fucking can find.
The desperation mode.
No, you're not going outside.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we do have to figure out how to limit. Oh, wait.
Good Lord,
Speaking
that's
of
the ugly
limiting
stress.
something, why has Fulgora Science stopped? Batteries back? How the fuck did batteries back up?
That's usually the limiting factor. We have to make additional batteries to make extra accumulators.
Yep.
Ugliest dress.
What?
Amy's.
Yep.
It looks like she
Oh
literally
no,
stole it
science
from a
has stopped
Victorian
because
era porcelain doll.
science has met the threshold. So why is
The
the
creepy kind
Fulgora
that you
ship
don't want
not
to
coming
wake
back
up
and
to in
picking
the
up
middle of the
more?
night.
Is the Navis unable to receive because it's backed up? You're doing stronger explosives that doesn't take.
Oh no, it's
Fulgora
because
bots.
yeah, the ship I made is nice and small and compact and all, but it's like it could use a couple upgrade. It just waits on its ammo production until it goes out again.
Legoland, of course.
Yeah, I need to build bigger ships.
More and faster.
That too. I mean, I guess it's reasonably fast with like almost. What does it go up to now? 370. So it's not terribly slow. It's just slow on the production side because it's small. I'm honestly surprised, like for how long this ship has served us now in this playthrough.
The spaceship go burr.
Mm-hmm.
I love that little thing. That thing's awesome.
One of our ships was built by someone, one of the workforce on day one of release. It was the first ship, the first spaceship we built. It was like, who wants to have a go at designing a spaceship? Start building, and it was what they built. We ended up building like 5 of them, and there's one of them still going. It moves bioflux.
That's kind of
From-
what we did with the spaceship go burr. Faded a couple of
Yep.
upgrades on it, and then we just copy pasted that ship, built it, and now it's going. We got one going from each planet to each planet, pretty much.
Yeah, we did that, and as they became the bottleneck, they either got moved to lesser job or just got removed, and now we're down to just one. There, this one. It moves bioflux to feed the biter nests. And until it becomes a bottleneck, it will probably keep doing the job, because if it ain't broke, it ain't on the top of the to-do list.
If it ain't broke, add more duct tape. It won't break down.
And you know why it won't be a true random algorithm? and she gives the long explanation for the true random, all random numbers haven't been equated. He goes, okay, come with me. Where are we going? Back to the hotel room. I need you to say that again, but naked.
Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Yes.
I recognise Big Bang Theory anywhere.
The addition of Amy Farrah Fowler was pretty much
Yeah.
the
It was perfect.
best addition to the group.
Yeah.
It was just it's great.
Well, and Bernadette was a good addition too. Like, it's shocking that they picked two good people for. And I'm sorry, she is perfect at that role as Amy. She nailed it.
Is the research productivity actually the only tech that requires the Prometheum science?
Yeah, and the only one that takes all 12.
Interesting. Well, I guess we won't be doing that for a while. Not until we cleaned up like every other planet to not
Yeah.
clog up and or drown in mold eventually.
We've done 53 levels of it. We're working on number 54 when we lost our ship.
Damn.
But yeah, when you're doing that, it reveals whichever planet is the bottleneck real fast, because when you're doing one of the others, you just do whichever one you have, whichever planet is doing well, that's the one that you use its pots for. But when you're doing the one that takes all 12, the bottleneck reveals itself really fast.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
And you were doing like what, 600,000 signs a minute?
No, yes, it's 507.
Peak anyway.
It's 507,000, but not all pots can sustain that.
Huh?
In fact, well, I don't think any can sustain that. Some can do it temporarily. We're working on getting all the Navis ones to be able to do it. Vulcanus can, I think. The others can't. So we let the others build up, do the ones that we can do fast, and then we do a slower one. Like now, Glebo can do 220,000 apparently.
God
So
damn.
that's what we're doing now. Yeah, doing 220,000 pots on the Glebo only tech. Well, Glebo specialist. The asteroid is read through space plus Glebo.
I was kind of surprised how quickly
I don't know. I was just trying something.
you can go through all the Aquilo science tech, like just unlocking things. It really doesn't take a whole lot.
It's the same for most of them.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't expect it, honestly, because, like, yeah, sure, you burn through, like, automation science in a heartbeat, and then green science is too hard. But then once you have to spread out to the different planets to get new tech, yeah, I guess that's where most of the time goes then. Like, trying to figure out how to deal with the new environment.
Yeah.
And I guess by
It's-
the time you get to Aquilo, you have plenty of time to stockpile, like the other science pods, and then when you bring back a ship, you burn through really quickly.
Yeah, it's the same as like the base game, right? The base game techs are not that expensive. Even the upper ones, like I don't know, the nuclear reactor 800 pots or whatever, it's not particularly expensive once you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
So
I
it's-
I always thought like using a ×5 or ×10 science cost multiplier is probably a better game overall. Because
I think once you've got a couple of 1,000 hours in the game, you probably need a 10x multiplier to get to equal the level of difficulty out.
Yeah, because otherwise you unlock new stuff faster than you can make use of like your previous tech.
The tech. Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
And even more so in Space Age because you've got the planetary logistics to take care of, and if you're solo, you could only be setting up one planet at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think the idea of the Space Age is, like, if you're playing it solo, it's a lot to do, and you're going to get overwhelmed if you try and do it all at the same time. So if you're solo, you just need to, today I'm going to fix this planet, this problem. Whatever happens, happens. You know, if something backs up, I can't. If you spread yourself too thin, you'll just get overwhelmed or start everything and finish nothing.
And before you know it, 6 to 8 weeks have passed, and you're still trying to fix Fulgora.
Yeah, but then that's what we want, right? You bought the expansion because you want more Factorio. Well, here it is. Here's more Factorio.
Yeah.
Get stuck in. You know.
Speaking of, which planet did you expand to first, or which planet would you think is the best one to go?
Well, I wouldn't answer the best one because it depends a lot on the person and the situation that you're in on Navis. But
True.
I think it's like if I said, do you do military or blue pots first after green, or do you do purple or yellow first? There isn't really a right answer. It's what techs are you interested in? What techs do you need? Like, if you're in a bad combat situation after red-green science, the biters are a bit too close, you'd probably go military before blue to get more bullet damage, or...
Yes, or if you're playing a Death World, yeah.
Yeah, so it changes, right, on the map. If you've got a particularly annoying cliff map, then you'd go Vulcanus for the cliffs, or... If you're playing with a 10x multiplier, you probably want Glaber for the biolab, because that would negate the increase.
Oh, that's actually a good point, because Glaber is kind of like, I'd rather not, I just go there because I have to. But with the science multiplier, the biolab is actually
would
a very
undo
good
some
argument.
of that. Yeah, so it's entirely map and scenario specific. I think Vulcanus is probably a good one. It's fast to set up because it's the most Navis-like. You get some immediate benefits. The big drill, the cliff explosives, and the foundry are very powerful. Glaber has got the best building with the biolab. Gives you the best benefit because it boosts all sciences. But it's a bit fiddly to set up, and if you don't have good combat gear, you might struggle to get started with the pentapods. You have to go chasing them around. Fulgora can become a bit of a trap with the excess stuff. I suppose you could set up a very rudimentary one and just try and box up the leftovers and deal with it later and hope it doesn't get too bad. Maybe just set up recycling of the concrete or something and run. I think Vulcanus, because it would give you... It's very easy to set up. You don't need a lot from it. One science machine with a couple of beacons would probably keep up. It doesn't have that many unique techs to unlock. It can be set up in probably an hour and be on your way again.
What is going on with these bots? They're just sitting here doing nothing.
They're waiting for a charge, because the roboports still only have 4 charge ports.
But they're not doing anything. They're just hovering.
They're in the queue.
But they're usually in a circle around the roboport.
Well, they are, right? You've got... You got like 4 to your right. They're in orbit, right? But they're...
Oh yeah, there goes the steel guys, okay.
Need significantly more robots, or better robots. Start quality grinding robots.
Oh god.
as well as everything else.
Yeah. We should probably revisit the quality module maker, because there's not a whole lot running here.
Well, that's because they're all turned off because they're all over full of shit. We've got
Right.
We've got 277,000 red uncommon circuits.
Got any green circuits to go with them? Of the same quality?
Not 277,000.
Unfortunate. Because if you had some green circuits, you could make the blue circuits, and with the green, red, and blue, you could make any module you wanted at that green
Well,
quality.
that's our problem. We are full up on green quality, but I don't want green quality. I want fucking blue quality.
Yeah, I guess we do have to.
I mean, I've
Yeah,
got,
you got to keep everything in balance.
and that's
Yeah.
what I was working on before we left. But then we wanted to go to Aquilo because I finished the ship, and
You need to play more Factorio. There's so much to do. Our to-do list is usually about 2 days long.
yeah, I don't doubt it.
It's just, if it ain't absolutely mission critical, it doesn't get to the top of the list. Well, I think I've designed what I want for my new purple science build, which is good. I don't have to dream that up tonight. So doing a Aquilo Tech, the rocket part productivity, and that's doing 507,000 SPM. So Aquilo is apparently rated to 500,000 SPM.
Jesus, that's nuts.
We'll have a 33 million pot tech done in 44 minutes. If we can maintain this.
Can't even pull the. You
Use
gotta
a
pump
higher
those,
quality
those
r-
numbers up on that one, because those are definitely not rookie numbers.
Does a higher quality RoboPort actually get more charge ports, or is it just faster?
Faster charge it. If you alt left click on anything,
Yeah.
bring up the Wikipedia on it, and then you can
Also,
hover
why
over
did
the
your
little
scene
diamonds.
just change?
Huh?
You now have a black border around your game capture.
I don't see it.
Doesn't look any different to me.
Oh, is it
In
Twitch?
OB?
Let me F5 your stream.
Because it's a map mode, isn't it?
It's back to normal. Interesting.
Are you recycling spoilage just to get it less?
Yes. Just to get rid of it.
Why don't you just put it in a heating tower and have it make power? Heating towers burn it up pretty
Because
quick.
we can use the better spoilage and
What, Oh, for efficiency
Modules?
modules.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm just.
Who uses efficiency modules? What's wrong with you? More faster.
I don't know. I'm just out of ideas on this whole biter egg problem. I've tried so many different things to keep it from shutting itself
Well, I mean,
down.
To be fair, efficiency modules have their place, but I mean,
On a death world.
What the fuck is this?
yeah,
doing?
or well, I don't know. You built this. You tell me.
What? You playing pass the parcel, hot potato with the bioflux.
I think that's exactly what's happening, honestly.
Yes. That poor bot is going to lose its shit with those inserters in a minute.
What the fuck is this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It wasn't doing that before. It's recently started doing this.
Oh, that's
Wonder the
great.
bioflux never gets to the biter nest. They play hot potato.
This is great. So you have a buffer chest in the middle
Yeah.
that has a request for 4,000 bioflux, and then you have bulk inserters moving the bioflux into a steel chest. Wait, this was a passive provider previously, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so the threshold of the buffer request was met, and the bots took it out of the passive provider back in the buffer.
Yep.
And then the inserter was like, dude,
Yep. That's exactly what was happening.
Put this
But
back.
it didn't do that at first. It just recently started doing that, which is what is so fucking weird.
oh, that's great.
How many hours of Factorio do you lot have between you?
No comment.
We built a box bot loopy loop.
It's called a useless machine. That was great. Got a good laugh out of that one. Nicely done, Raze. Nicely done.
I worked on that one, forever, apparently.
I haven't figured out what the select input mode of operation of this selector. Oh,
That default mode?
select input. Oh no, this is okay, I get it now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to expand the fluoroketone production tomorrow, because if we want to make anything anywhere, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, I mean this whole build needs to be redone, kind of, sort of properly, because it's an unholy
That
mess.
was pretty good too.
Well, that's why I've been working on expanding out the floor over here so we can build over here. Because we need
Last weekend, our
It was
Fagora
the same where
was completely
Ulrich was
shut
trying
down
figure out if he really wanted to marry her because her dad wanted her to have a prenup. And Penny, speaking on behalf of all women, if you don't marry her, you will never find another one. We have all decided we had a meeting.
We had a meeting.
Yep.
What were you saying, Colonel Will?
Last weekend, our Fagora was an absolute mess, and we gave the Fagoran team a day to fix it. They had all of Friday or something, and then on Saturday it didn't get any better as well.
Stop.
So then on Sunday it's like, right, that's it. Fagora's having an intervention. 5 people from Navis turned up, and we ripped the whole planet down. We put it in the biggest storage box ever. Just the whole planet, everything's just stopped drills, put everything in a
exactly
box.
what Faye did to
and-
my first build.
and rebuilt the entire planet from scratch. And Gleber has been put on notice because Gleber is not performing. It's struggling, and it's just getting to the point where the bodges and pom bodges are just not happening. So Gleber's been put on notice that if it doesn't sort itself out, it's getting an intervention because it's just getting a bit long in the tooth and it needs to just start again. So yeah, the whole planet might be just getting
that's
deconned.
literally what Faye did to my my original.
The sushi
full
belt
Gora.
mess. Yeah.
And I think it's the advice that we give to new players, right? Pre 2.0, we'd say if you don't like your starter base or whatever, or you think you can do better, you realise that you've gone wrong. Don't be afraid to just pack it all up, put it in a box, and then just start building again. You've got all the belt and all that you had. Just pack it up and rebuild again. So, using our own advice, if it ain't happening, right, that's it. We're gonna just wipe it clean.
And that's why I wasn't upset at Faye for doing it. Like, I was like, more power to you. I did it the way
Yeah.
that I thought it would work. It's not performing the way we want. So
Yeah.
have at it.
Or it's not at this-
You might have a new
Yeah.
idea that I can't think of. So go right ahead.
Yeah. Or it might have been fine, but it's just not at the scale that's now needed. You know.
Yep,
Or
that too.
There's tech, or there's now tech available that wasn't available at the time.
Very true, yeah.
Like the swapping of foundries and EM plants and cryo plants, or everybody has to trade everybody's machines.
Yes, okay, let's see. Alright, Faye. As much as I don't want to, it's time for me
Yeah.
to call it. I gotta go to work in the morning, but I'll be back in 8 to 9 hours.
Sounds good to
Is it-
me.
Is it fair to say you're addicted?
It's
over
Factorio.
again.
I've never disagreed with that fact. I love. This is my favorite game of all time. I just got to a point where I was like, I need to take a break, or I'm gonna start hating this game. And I'm like, I absolutely will not hate this game because it's my favorite game. So I took a break for a little while, but you know, it's like right now playing Space Age is like I felt every time there was a new update before 1.0, when we would get, like, you know, a yearly update and they change a whole bunch of stuff and adjust things, and you know, all the way back to point 13 or whatever, point 12 or whatever it was, whenever I started.
I think point 15 was when I got into this game.
0.9.
Yeah, 0.98 for me.
Yep, same. 0.98. April of 14.
January of 14.
But yeah, we shall.
It was it 2014 or was it 2012?
Yeah, 14. Because I just
I got
passed my 10. I passed my 10-year mark earlier this year. At the start of the year.
Yeah, I got it for $14. It was one of the few games that ran natively on Linux. I'm like, hey, I'll
And
get
I
this
must
game.
have been playing back then too, because I went back and looked. I bought this game in 2014. Just before separating from the military, I got this game. So I must have been playing then since before then too. Before 12 then. Huh.
Did you didn't buy it on Steam then? You bought it from the website.
No, I did buy whenever it was available on Steam first is when I bought
11.
it.
Yeah, version
Because
11.
I bought it
was-
right when it came to
No,
Steam.
version 12 was Steam. Yeah, version 12.0 was the Steam version.
And I still have a save file of one of my .12 bases. It was nothing compared to what I do now. I mean, I was
Same.
at that point I was scared to expand across or around a lake because I was worried the biters were gonna murder me. You know. I don't know what to do. Oh God, there's biters everywhere. Now I'm like, I'll just go drive a tank right through the middle of their base.
Yeah. Can't believe I have to do this again.
Which version was it that biters went from zombies to bugs?
No, you guys are fine.
8, I think. They were always biters when I started playing, but I have played the older version, so
You, for fuck's sake.
somewhere before 9.
Zombies? What?
Yeah. They were humanoid zombie things.
When did they remove the rocket defense? Was that 14?
15.
15? Something like that?
15 with the rockets. No, 14, sorry. The rocket
Yeah,
silo.
14, because then they removed the biter research stuff where you had to collect the purple goo in 15,
Yeah, that was
didn't-
15. Yeah.
Because that's the update I liked the most, because I hated having to collect that shit off the ground.
Yeah.
The little...
And then yeah. It's sort of back now, right, with the pentapod eggs, but it's only to kickstart it. You only have to do it once, and then
Yeah.
if you keep your
Which
production
I'm fine
right,
with
you
doing it
never have to-
once
yeah.
and then not having to do it anymore. That's fine
Yeah,
with me.
it's
Not a
how
big
it
deal.
should have been.
Yeah.
It's what Biter Goop should have always been. You do it to jumpstart a system.
Or
And then
if
as long
you
as you
fail to
maintain your
keep the
system.
reprocessing going, then you have
Yeah.
to go do it again, which is fine. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Because
but having
that's your
to
punishment for
constantly
not
do it just
maintaining
to
the
make
system.
Purple science was, oh my god,
Awful. Yeah.
it was
not
horrible. Oh,
I think
science
if
has
it-
stopped. Oh, gotta go kill more biter nests. Okay.
good. If I think that would have been okay if there was a way to produce it yourself. Like I think if when they did the rebuild of the pots, there's the military one, right, with red ammo, wall, and grenades. You could do that or collect biter goop, and there'd be two ways of doing it.
That'd be fine.
So
I'd
you-
be fine with
if
that.
you- Yeah, I think that would have been okay as well. It's like, well, I've got to kill them, so I might as well collect the goop and help the factory out while I'm doing it,
Sure.
because that'll save me some money.
That would be
Or-
okay. I just
Or
didn't
I
like
can't
it.
be bothered with dealing with their shit. I'm just going to produce the damn stuff. You know,
Mhm.
the choice is yours, or a bit of both.
Or you have, a bit of both. Have two builds for, and it'll take the biter stuff first if I have
First,
biter stuff, but I
exactly.
don't have
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah,
That I'd
that would
be
have been a
fine
better
with.
way of doing it. Yeah,
I would be 100% okay with that. Because then you actually have a reason and, something that you could collect and, whether it's carapaces or, biter brains or whatever the item is, not the purple goo, but, they could actually make it a name. I'd be fine with that. But it needs to have an automation option.
yeah.
And that automation option can be very expensive. That's fine.
Yeah,
If you choose to go the automation route, you're going to pay the price with materials. Sure.
yeah, yeah. But probably a hybrid system would be the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if you don't feel like doing it, or you've got to tend to something else, the expensive way will have to take over, or your factory stops. It's up to you. Or do research something else.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think this way is good as well, where you could do it to start the process, but then you're not needed anymore. And if you mess up and the system breaks because the eggs all hatch, That's your punishment for messing up the system. Is you've got to go collect
Or it
another
backs
egg.
up because of spoilage. Sure.
Yeah,
Then
Yeah.
you got to go restart the system. Okay, no big deal.
I think what we tried to do was have a what we called the pilot light, which was an independent system that just passed the eggs around on its own closed loop, so that you could always get the eggs from that to extract from that system that just goes round in a circle. As a pilot light to always keep eggs alive, so that even if the main system fails, you can put a couple from this one in and start the system again.
Alright, let's see who's available to raid. We got one person playing Factorio right now. Mahalik. At least on my list.
I've got one person, some clown called Reyes.
Oh, that guy. Fuck that guy.
That guy? Yeah, to hell. Oh, over
No lies detected.
Over Simulator's on. I know him. He's alright.
What? He's. See, this shit happens all the time. I know I've followed Over Simulated, and he's not on my list.
Yeah, Sim's a good dude.
Yeah, no, I know for a fact I've followed him multiple times. And I don't even see him on my followed list. I hate this. Twitch needs to fix that because I've found. We'll go raid Mahalik anyways, but I'm gonna go follow him. Okay.
Hey, well, you guys have a good one. I'll catch you later.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Later, Will.
Take care.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
No worries.
Yeah, I might also catch some shut-eye. And then... yeah, we'll see. I need to close this game before I get sucked in again.
Alright, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. I'll see you guys in the morning.